Yeah, fine set. And they fear that.
Sure.
Me ba Friday I manage for a new man getting kitty binti.
Okay.
First of all, weekend non started. And then now weekend no afford it a lot of us to rest kakra. Na ya relax kakra. And I think that we share the seriousness for Monday bana. We run weekend now to say it's a press and a coffee. And the structure of his passports, no, and so a boy Friday show, no, because I have Friday show no yet, and comedy more, and the feedback I am in from Momuti no Momushe, no, I very very lovely say they feel Friday they are more part of the show.
Sure.
Than any other days. In Tiana Friday shows no. A show be a many a jumpa. Now, yes, starting common from the FIFA players.
Okay.
Fifth Pro World 11. A special award because when saying in some trouble, saying fans, saying other people, and players. We have opportunity for players nankasamu
to vote.
Omo born to say, born mi Bobby, mi jina park ni subi, minimye wom to be a player. Ebi a normal so many as fans any journalists. Me am here footballer no. Mentias here about the way you book game no park no so no. Are far different from me. Rich, that is the reason why some jurisdictions are. They don't really like football pundita among your former footballers.
Because no more be that. They then have been discussing.
Yes, they believe players and your normal pundits. They are experts on a ground. Until when they tell you, this is my analysis of this game, they believe, say, this is an expert speaking. Sarah Ferdinand Kacha say, I deal with a power kubas here, a wrong turn, a wrong decision. Rich, who they couldn't here? Because we're Gina Park in this one, Bobida.
A proper defender.
Yes, we're facing some situations, countless times. So, Okachi was a sad mistake way, or Biabe. It means a situation, or Tiasia or facing me that. And Emma players a voting a special at the moment. Nah, I think it was it just last week Friday? Yeah, the enemy boy. And now the subsequent days, the final 11 a buy. Now, Rich, send you a better more mutie, a better me follow. No muswe din komoni be no. I will want your social media for no to situate in common nominees in the buy. First of all, good, good, but you better run it through and finalize.
No problem.
You better run it through like this. A buy na goalkeepers near 3. Alison Becker, Couture, and Adunaruma. Where the goalkeepers are, the players had the opportunity to choose their own first 11 goalkeeper. Sena uko defenders na Trent, Kubasi, Hakimi, Marquinhos, Nuno Mendes, William Saliba, Virgil van Dijk. Trent, Kubasi, Hakimi, Marquinhos, Mendes, Saliba, Van Dijk. Sena uko midfielders na Jude Bellingham, Kevin De Bruyne, Luka Modric, João Neves, Cole Palmer, Pedri, Federico Valverde, and Vitinha. Then the forwards, were Ousmane Dembele, Erling Haaland, Kylian Mbappe, Messi, Rafinha, Cristiano Ronaldo, Mo Salah, and Lamine Yamal. Now, Rich, I want people to understand it's a kuo and say, I am correct. You fifth pro wide 11. Omachusi both Daniel Alves and Philip Lam as lateral defenders. Even though they are all right backs, almost your team na no. They are no ball, 19 million boy enti. Ye Boba Ako as right back, ye Boba Ako as left back, even though he's right. You fifth pro wide 11. Rich. Omachusu center midfielders. There is no conventional defensive midfielder. Omusio ayala mo hihye Iniesta mo Toni Kroos mo ne ayimo e won fifi they will play. Enti even though ya chicha de ni makuakuo no, Rich, they've voted in a way omo compile vote na e first 11. They've beat a lot of conventions. But Miyaji say this year the Rich, depending on the number of votes they were voting according to the classifications. So for instance, say if I goalkeepers now, do the highest vote goalkeepers automatically call upon him. If defenders now, the highest votes automatically form their defense line. If midfielders the highest votes echo into the midfield. See a forwards, the higher vote goes into their forwards. It meant to say, Rich, there was no way Abia Obi forwards category in him. When you vote be brave, then we say, oh, then can we compromise? Near for the Paco and come midfielders near for shit nana. But Rich, if that is the case, then Obi Busa say, under normal circumstances, see a football, Sanke a number 2, number 3, 4, and 5, mewa. Yeah. And so much you saw first 11, they choose only 3 defenders.
Is it 4?
Yes.
Only 3.
They chose only 3 defenders. So how can you then convince me in any argument? Say, for instance, they couldn't have chosen Rafinha as a number 10 of the team. And as a number 10 meant, then Rafinha will go into the midfield. But that is how they chose to vote. Rich, Omuri, not this was the first 11. Goalkeeper Donnarumma, a back three of Ashraf Hakimi, Nuno Mendes, Virgil van Dijk. Then midfielders, Jude Bellingham, Pedri, Vitinha, and Cole Palmer. Then any more 3, Lamine Yamal, Ousmane Dembele, Kylian Mbappe. Rich. So, all the first 11 way, to the minimum, you agree now. There are a lot of differences, woman. Goalkeeper, they went with ours. 2 and 3, they went with Nhyira. I remember you all 4 and 5 from had Van Dijk.
Sure.
But they chose Van Dijk was enough. Only Ashraf Hakimi and Mendes, defenders near. And to Rich, Kubasi, Trent, Marquinhos, William Saliba. Honestly, they don't deserve to be in the first 11 of 5th Pro. Even though they could have put in 1 additional defender, it is okay. I disagree.
Especially Obi to say Marquinhos, a player, the Paris Saint-Germain, GBR also GBR. William Saliba. He
was the captain of the team.
The performance for
the leadership. Yes, Saliba. Rich. Unim. I think so. In the past 5 years, Rich, players to be a lasting memory in the minds of the players. And some other sorry corner was say who is the best center backer, they will vote Van Dijk.
So you supporters in Kwa?
No.
Even the players?
Yes. They believe
names be as or memories.
Say Unsia Van Dijk. And I want to make a card of if you meet him, Rich, modern day nay. I think after Sergio Ramos, he is becoming the complete center back. Obia dream team. Ne bona or born in the height, ne leadership, ne imposing figure, ne physicality, ne aggression, ne reading of the game. Just say, oh, baby, and your people go. When players meet him, now Kobusa and say, who is your toughest defender? Rich, he comes to mind. They always mention his name. Now, Rich, midfield horn. In my opinion, there are two players I don't think they should have been there. Jude Bellingham and Cole Palmer. I don't think, say, in the year under retrospect, they did enough to be in the FIFA World 11. No.
Cole Palmer,
and that is all.
Club World Cup.
That is all.
704.5 from a tier 4. And the Ashefuni Nano Yamamache. At the bedroom again, so in 4.5 way at the weekend edition. I would have win some and Yabuabuan, some no P. Every from on any aba. Na Yadibin so Fiania and Casse Fidium, and so at me at the Abramite full package. The South Johnny Live, I war in Shot TV, YouTube. In Shot TV, I war YouTube, Oba. I heard the Utia Jumadini Nana, I heard the Ecoso. I war a studio ha. But before no, yeah, na or subscribe channel no, at the amame or subscribe via na odo message no account. Yaba comment in yaba, yaba messages out of the abrain na no. Yaba can card to na no at me at the amamo. I would Jumadiano so to YouTube and Shot TV. Na wait me at Jumadiano, of course, the traditional radio no. In Shawazo 4.5 on radio. Na also wait me at Ebra de Jumadino Ebra mo kopim se dumienu ebobo 3 solid hours edna edi agudi winsem no edi Ebra already seated Andy Costa and the metal ente krodia kwam ne na afia me ne nsem a waboabo anu ni na no otimi edi abran another weekend of football edna yes sign Ebram na from the EPL no the ten say an early kick-off 12:30 my own Manchester United Tottenham Stadium. Na Toriam Mospe, Aquacobo, yet sound community nano, Ebedam, na ye preview game in Kama pa. Of course, Sunderland, Ebabo Arsenal, Chelsea, and so the Wolves, Ebabo, na Ochina, Man City Liverpool game, no. And also Etimi, Abaso, Ninano, and Koma, Yebedi, I will show so La Liga, Oko Spain and Sua, the Etienne, Raul Cano, Ebetenefi, Nomo Acha, Real Madrid, and Ochina. Na Celta Vigo and so ne Barcelona game no of course and so ayo China and asa game ne betimi atodwa okọ Italy Serie A no honso emu aye de papa Bologna etenefie na wato ne sa dia frɛ Napoli bobo ko no Inter and Lazio Parma AC Milan and the other games in the no minimum Andy Costa e de bewram na edi nkomo e de free ho Germany Bundesliga. Is a question of be able to say, Bayern Munich for no. Why the bit stop you? So I'm more beating and say, Ubia Dimisha Omo. Now this weekend, Omo and a Union Berlin and Ababuan so I want some more friendly against Paris Saint-Germain air car way to a Leon. Na Amoniomo Aquacoba, Ninani and Coma, a be free Amonene Abani and Komopi Kahon. Na Yabefia, the 13th African Games, Ambakaya. Ghana any host here. Sabrina na Abandadano, which is a MPP government, and na awo. Na enimu na aban sesa ye no, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Ye to Abaman as the president of the land, no. His Excellency say, and ye may be a honoma, officer a course or the All African Games, which is the 13th All African Games, you know. Yen Shana fi yen shishim, and into all that. Said the Auditor General, and so a forensic audit. You require your file so the contract procurement, infrastructure, in the Nameka say, a buying essay at the Krata Abba. And also a very drum himself, Yabetra at the Afaunafe Yaba, Abedi at the Ghana Premier League games, and so 9 iron matches, and as I say, dear women, that is every week 9, no. Na ati for the tennis and nations nations FC amene ho United about 1-1 nyame adom na 2 games so ho na ochina the super clash at the Accra Sports Stadium anumre no 9:4 p.m. and as a game no ebetimi atodwa House of Folk and Kumase Asante Kotoko na referee and before Reginald Collins Amwa I don't know how the fans ni be say referee pa de nkebe the Referees Association of Ghana and everything nanka omunyo penino emfa emfiri ho e dey na didi drama ni e kan dia fa game no of course kan zito on so de kotoko e kon kan no on so dey no aka de afa game no ni nyina no gise e kwam ne ba na afei enya kwan wransem atimi edi amamo in showers of 4.5 we air the weekend edition yatra si gise dumienu na e be sorry Andy Costa and Dimitra. Good morning.
Good morning, Richard.
What to say?
Oh, Yanko Pandaro, Mammy Holding.
I say, Pass I idea wolves in any day.
Oh, no, you say, yeah, the small boys in Waka was shown. Oh, 4-3 away. Do you know a banana quest Akobo draw as a Bajana day? Oh, Anitia, Yamia, my name, Murenia, boy, eat.
Bobo, and you may eat.
Some Mona Moody Carboni area. It's nobody visitor. Yeah, that's what you're going here.
I see. I'm farmer, I did not quite get home. Monday, my baby. When you're learning them. I see. You're coming in right. And come na some community said Fifi Manfred. And Bismarck Usu Empire Lamoba. You be in proper. Abo jumedi no so tie for ye kwam ne niaba na ye de nsem nyina no ahihye so ama
update bi anano pay wasa wonsa ka biano e dia brete fo nyina e o show no so live on Nhyira 104.5 FM na minim say na Saturday enti baby a wo bia enano pay no wo pese wo hwe dwumade ne live no obeba YouTube na oba YouTuber Nhyira TV o YouTube wo ba na wa subscribe ya share na fei wo ja comment e wa in the course of the show ye be kind dem na fei wo so anya kwanya a participate na bibia kama e dia ma na mame fantom nim say weekend we ye wie e wo Europe ye kwa November FIFA international break enti say clubs any ambre na mame fantom nim say andro matches eba so na de tie ne say woko Italia andro yenya team from say Pisa komo tena fie ehye ba ko ama Cremonese team no wo mo entimante na e abrante fence Idrissa Toure and body only go anima Pisa e ofie eno achi no ene Saturday matches ne beto so e Italian Serie A num na de tie say ne bo 2 o'clock pima e 2 games ene eba so na Como e Stadio Giuseppe Siningaglia wo ene Cagliari ene ebo eno achi Lecce e betena fie e Stadio Comunale del Valle wo mo team from say Hellas Bologna about 5 o'clock pima Juventus de Bianconeri wo mo tena fie e Allianz Stadium e Turin wo ene Torino ene ebo na fe Parma atena fie e Stadio Ennio Tardini 7:45 p.m. wo mo bode Rossoneri of AC Milan Nyankopon ya duma ochina Sunday early kick-off 11:30 a.m. anopa na Atalanta e Jewish Stadium e Bergamo wo mo ene Sassuolo ene ebo ene wachi ochina bo 2 o'clock pima Bologna e betena fie wa Stadio Renato da Ara wo mo bo defending champions the Patanopis of Napoli na fe Genoa atena fie e Stadio Luigi Ferraris na omene Fiorentina game abaso ene wachi me kam sinyame ya duma ochina about 5 o'clock p.m. e Stadio Olimpico e Roma the Giallorossi of AS Roma e ofie wo ene Udinese Calcio ene ebo na fe the Nerazzurri of Inter Milan wo matena fie e San Siro na omene the Bianco Celesti of SS Lazio sagem e baso ochina 7:45 p.m. ena e baso na mame fantom nim say Napoli team no wo ene dikan e Serie A table no so na after 10 games Napoli 22 points and watch Inter Milan etosumie no wo ɔmo 21 points AC Milan toso miensa ɔmo 21 and after Roma etoso enaya ɔmo so ɛwɔ 21 points na de tense Capo Cannonieri top scorer ɛwɔ Italy na oko Serie A numa Inter Milan ɔmo brand tena fan Hakan Calhanoglu and di kan washa 5 goals and watch Riccardo Orsolini woboma Bologna all 5 goals ubenya Andre Frank Zambo Anguissa and watch Christian Pulisic Federico Bonazzoli Giovanni Simeone after Nicolas Paz wabrand tefense Santiago Castro and after Kevin De Bruyne woman asha 4 goals apiece and ano penye de update MTF nyina el show no so away from Italy yentoa so el France and yes yentoa so el France na oko French Ligue 1 Andra Paris FC tenafie Emma René ekoso makaba ko omantimante na Switzerland omabran tenafe Bran Imboemo and I say Bran Imbolo and I said only go Erima Tima she from say René away na and Saturday about 4 club pima your team from say Olympique Marseille woman tenafe El Stade Orange de Velodrome woman any Brest and Ebo and watch about 4 club pima Le Havre El Stade Ocean woman any Nantes ebo na for AS Monaco Atenafe El Stade Louis II and about 8-5 pm woman but team from say RC Lens nyame aduma ochina Sunday 2 o'clock pm Laurent Atenafe only Tulu and ebo na for ochina 4:15 pm your 3 games are eba so El French Ligue 1 na nyame aduma ochina Angers El Stade Raymond Coppa woman Oze ebo and watch met El Stade Saint-Symphorien woman but team from say OGC Nice na for Strasbourg Atenafe El Stade de la Manu na omini league game abaso after Olympic na ochina about 7:45 pm woman Atenafe El Olympique Lyonnais Stadium woman bo Paris Saint-Germain na a PSG team and edikan El French Ligue 1 table so PSG El 24 points and watch Marcel Etosmino woman 22 points your Lens omo Tosmiensa omo 22 and after Lee Tosuna almost El 20 points na de tense Mia Bate El top scorer El France oko French Ligue 1 ma El Strasbourg omo striker na fan Joaquim Panicelli and edikan was 9 goals and watch Esteban Laporte El 8 goals Mason Greenwood as 7 Sofiane Diop El 6 goals and watch Pavor Sorge El 5 goals ubenya Elan Kebab Ansu Fati omunyina as 5 goals after Bradley Bakola and after Frank Magri womaso as 4 goals apiece and ano pioneer the update MTF nyina El show no so after Yemfree France na Yemla Spain na de tense okola Liga no ma your matches a weekend we eba so El Spanish La Liga no na a match week 12 and eba so na mame Phantom nim se Andra El Estadio Manuel Martinez Valero yenya Elche El Fie omene Real Sociedad eba 1-1 na de tense a brand offense Avalo Rodriguez and the chef first go animal teamer so from se Elche ansana yebe game no 89th minute and a Mikel Oyarzabal at the penalty and ya equalizer animal Real Sociedad enti Andra Sociedad and Elche eba go anasa 1-1 draw and watch nyame aduma and Saturday about 1 o'clock pm awia your team from se Girona wom Atenafe Estadio Municipal de Montelevi wom bo Deportivo Alaves and watch about 3:15 pm at Sevilla El Estadio Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan wom any Osasuna and ebo Atletico Madrid Atenafe El Atenafe Civitas Metropolitano Stadium and about 5:30 pm wom bo Levante na for Espanyol El RCDE Stadium and as Estadio Conella de Llobregat about 8 o'clock pm wom bo team from Villarreal Yankupoya Duma Ochina Sunday about 1 o'clock pm Atletico de Bilbao wom Atenafe Osama Mes Barria wom bo Real Oviedo and watch Ochina about 3:15 pm your Rayo Vallecano womba Atenafe El Campo de Football de Vallecas womba Real Madrid and watch Mallorca El Estadio Mallorca Son Moin woman team from say Getafe enable 5:30 pm now for Valencia El Mestalla woman any Robertis game number so and also 5:30 pm after Ochina number 8 o'clock pm Celta de Vigo El Abanca de Balados woman FC Barcelona na sage me de won sempi ebeba nemam de tense after match week 11 El Spanish La Liga no Real Madrid edikan woman 30 points and watch Barca atosumi no woman 25 points your Villarreal on tosumi nsa woman 23 points and after Atletico Madrid woman toso and naya almost 22 points now de tense Pichichi top scorer El Spain na Okola Liga no Kylian Mbappe and edikan was 13 goals and watch Julian Alvarez wasina ka anima Atletico Madrid was 7 goals your 11th striker fence Itai Young was 6 goals after Ferran Torres Vedat Murigi Vinicius Junior and after Mikel Oyarzabal woman na asha 5 goals Andres Silva and after Anthony woman so asha 4 goals and ano pen ya confirm them team for El show so after Yemfree Spain na yansane na yamra Germany na de tense over Germany your Bundesliga games a weekend when so eba so after say yebeko FIFA international break yi na de tense a match week 10 and eba so na de tense Andra El Wester Stadion yenya Werder Bremen fie from a go down woman we need 2-1 edit here away side so from Wolfsburg na Andra Brandt offense Matthias Van Beek and the ball first go Edma away side so from Wolfsburg enti Brandt offense Lenstage ever taken Edma Werder Bremen and son of former Juventus when play na from Samuel Mbangula ebenya match win on Edema Tima so from Werder Bremen na next Saturday the ten say about 2:30 p.m. your 4 games are ever so Germany Bundesliga na Bayer for Leverkusen ever tenafie Bay Arena woman FC Heidenheim enable and watch Hamburger SV Elfie woman Borussia Dortmund TSG Hoffenheim and so tenafie Prezero Arena woman RB Leipzig Junior Berlin ever tenafie woman any Bayern Munich enable now for 5:30 p.m. Borussia Mönchengladbach woman tenafie Borussia Park now omani team from FC Cologne san game ever so Nyankopon ya dum China Sunday 2:00 p.m. and as 2:30 p.m. rather Freiburg Europa Park Stadion woman St. Pauli after 4:30 p.m. Ochina Stuttgart MHP Arena woman any Augsburg enable now for Eintracht Frankfurt Atinafi 6:30 p.m. Ochina woman any Mainz 05 enable na Bayern Munich any dikan German Bundesliga table so now Bayern 27 points and watch RB Leipzig katosumino one more 22 points your Borussia Dortmund on tosumesa one more 20 points Stuttgart tosu 9 one more 18 and after Bayer for Leverkusen one more tosu enuma almost 17 points now the Tense Hurricane and the kind our top scoring chart our Germany now the Tense Hurricane after 12 goals and watch Abrante offense Jonathan Bugart was 6 goals Kan Uzan and watch Christopher Bugart and after Flasnek Aslan Enet Harris, Tabakovic, Afe Luis Diaz, and Seru Gurasi. Women also ask 5 goals, and I'm not paying any Sempina Emma Tefona El Show. So live on Nhyira 104.5 FM. After young matches in England, now the tense over Premier League. We can wear your matches at Ebaso. Now the tense in Amia Duma and area a lunch time 12:30 p.m. Our Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Now Tottenham Hotspur team at Nefi, woman any Manchester United enable a big game, Edmund United. Last season, Manchester United Asia Tottenham Hotspur in 4 consecutive times in Tottenham Hotspur team no woman Manchester United now manager Francis Thomas Frank no and I Juma as manager Edema Tima she from Tottenham Hotspur manager ni GD pass United Monday bono e was so na se United ba ujitum say we a manager and sanu ne cohesion therapy Juma bibia Juma chemistry Juma Manchester United team to GD pass a game Tottenham Hotspur's manager Thomas Frank.
First and foremost, you can see it's a Man United team that got more confidence. Definitely, I think Ruben and his coaching staff have done a very good job. It's clearly been a tough year for them and for him. I admire him a lot for that, to go through a very tricky spell with a lot of how can you say setbacks. So to get through that with that focus is well done, and you can.
Okay, Tottenham Hotspur's manager first Thomas Frank and our team manager Nkase Okasana and what you know Manchester United manager opinion first Ruben Amorim na Amorim so akasa Amorim say woman ko gamer and this first say confidence gide say match bia United ebo bia no metima we ne yentie the Red Devils of Manchester United manager Ruben Amorim.
I think we are more confident. We believe more that we can win any game, and we prove already that we can win any game. The last game was tough on us, so we know that we cannot forget that we have a lot to improve. We are more prepared for anything that happen in the game, so that is also a good thing. So we are in the better moment, but we also know that we have a lot to do, a lot to improve.
Okay, the Red Devils of Manchester United manager first Ruben Amorim and our tenant say Oma prepare and found in normal ebesi game United are ready say Omani Tottenham Hotspur ebebo enewye and o game eba so na no pay no jade won some emete for you el show no so na the ten say enebo 3:00 p.m. you 2 games are eba so Premier League num na okwa Hell Dixon Stadium Everton team ebetenafie wom any Fulham enebo West Ham United our London Olympic Stadium wom bo Burnley now for a Stadium of Light and 5:30 p.m. Sunderland elfie wom inform Arsenal enebo na Mikel Arteta the boss my team from Arsenal wakasapa na Mikel Arteta say what your team you're from Sunderland which Premier League table so I'm that 4th 18 points na anya no ma team from Sunderland this season one money more sunny and until I say woman that 4th place and as a 4th our Premier League table so no yentie Arsenal manager your friend say Mikel Arteta.
Well, no surprise when you analyze them and you see how well organized they are, how they adjust things, the spirit that they have within the team. I'm not surprised because they fully deserve the position that they have at the moment. So we know the type of game that we expect to play tomorrow and where the opportunities are and the things that we have to do very well to beat them. And that's what we're going to try to do. It's not about credit, it's about doing it. And once you've done it, do it again. And that's what we have.
Okay, Mikel Arteta manager and my team from Arsenal and our tenant cast ahead of Nhyira Duma and then 5:30 p.m. Omoko Stadium of Light. Woman is Sunderland and Ebo and our Arsenal. One manager and Kase Okasano. Now the test Nhyira Duma and then El Stamford Bridge. About 8 o'clock p.m. Chelsea Elfie. Woman any Wolverhampton Wanderers and Ebo. Now this season Wolf and Madibon Enge. Now manager fans Enzo Maresca Akasa was the expectation as say what Chelsea no. Say last season and no Chelsea and unti and Kofojidi pass I was at Chelsea one more achieving more esan say Sinyami Adum and then omo win editia wosa na Chelsea last season would compare this season at the same time Chelsea any more points at the chain last season the manager ni pass expectation high Chelsea yentie Chelsea manager fans Enzo Maresca.
No, but I think we try to win all the games. Also, I can understand that this season the expectation raised around the team. Again, last year after 11 games, I think we had 19 points. If we are able to win tomorrow, we have more points this season compared to last season. So, do we are consistency or not? It's just the difference, the big difference for me personally from this season, last season, is the expectation around the team because the numbers are there and we can.
Okay, the Blues of Chelsea, my manager friend Enzo Maresca, and I'm telling Kase or Casanona, the testing Yankupo Adma Wachina, about 2 o'clock p.m. Your 4 games are Ebasu El Premier League, na Aston Villa El Villa Park, one and the bottom of Enable, and watch Brentford Everton El J-Tech Community Stadium, one Newcastle United, Okwase Hospital, your Crystal Palace Elfie, one and the Brighton and Hove Albion Enable, and watch Nottingham Forest El City Ground Stadium, one more team from Leeds United, now for Yankupo. 4:30 p.m. big game Ebasu El Etian Stadium. Now Manchester City the Sky Blues. Woman you never walk alone. Liverpool enable. Now a big game Ebasu and Yamimin second say referee first Chris Kavanagh. One and a best center referee and watch video assistant referee Ekodema Michael Oliver. It's Yamia to away and penny for watching. Womuko jam as officiating official. Eddie Ama Manchester City and of a Liverpool gamer. Ebasu 4:30 p.m. Now the Sky Blues of Man City manager ayo penia your first Pep Guardiola now with the yentie City boss and sima andro kaye mi wi am ba be chechirem.
Listen, if I have to choose one rival to this personal, that would be the best. If you tell me, because I've been longer than ever in this country, of course, Barcelona, the impact in my life and as a ball boy, football player and manager and so on is obviously, and of course Bayern was an incredible step as well. But Liverpool, especially with Jurgen, have been the biggest rival in this country and could not be better, to be honest. So the Destiny Universe, I decided for that, and yeah, nice to leave it and our best. I know how.
Okay, the Sky Blues of Man City, our manager, Jeffrey said Joseph Pep Guardiola, and I'll take Guardiola and Kana. Guardiola say, one why Juma El Spain, why Juma El Germany, and I say, why Juma El England. Now, Guardiola say, young fan to be on coaching career, best rivalry. When you're a Georgian club, Liverpool, no, one man a tough time, Emily Biana, when in Liverpool, ever boy Georgian club at Timenchino, a man headache, a more taper, and a Niaje, saying coaching career when you're rivalry bitters. No Pep Guardiola and at the San Seven Atucha now the opposite number Anslot one any manager any team je from say Liverpool now Anslot is a Liverpool season ebe ko kama also omoye consistent yentie Anslot.
I only focus on ourselves, and our main focus is on consistency at the moment. So, as you probably know, as an Everton fan, you know that we've lost a few games, much more than we usually do. So, and now we've won 2. So our focus is on getting consistent and improving, getting players fit, and then we will see where that will lead to. But at this moment of time,
Okay, Liverpool manager and slot and our tenant canon. San game Ebas Yamia do Manchester City versus Liverpool. And Paya Bega or Etian Stadium. Now, my man Phantom himself after match week 10 Premier League nominal. The Gunners Arsenal and Edikan, one more 25 points. And watch the Sky Blues of Man City, one more Tosumian, more 19 points. Liverpool Tosumian, more 18. Sunderland Etosunai, more 18 points. Bournemouth Etosunum, more 18 points. Tottenham Hotspur Tosunsia, one more 17 points. Chelsea Tosun, almost 17. And after Manchester United Tosun Ochia, one more so 17 points. Now the top scoring chart Premier League nominal. A Man City striker first Ellen Haaland, one and the was 13 goals. And watch it Dan Welbeck, Amatima, you're from Brighton and Hove Albion, was 6 goals. Yo Antoine Semenyo 06, Igor Thiago 06, Jean-Philippe Mateta 06, after Brian Mbeumo, Ellie Junior Kropi, and after Jadon Anthony, and Wilson Isidore, and what element in Dia Mohamed Salah, Nick Votamada, and our Fablantia fence Victor Joy Corres, Omunina so won't usher 4 goals apiece and nano payno. Yet want some MT for your short so after quickly young few matches nay. Now young toss enough for young first stories maybe and from a tear for your short so now yet also our Premier League no Andra and a Premier League for no at the manager and of a player of the month of October at the buyer. Now Nina Aqua Manchester United for no essence manager first Ruben Amorim, one energy manager of the month of October, and of a player first Brian Mbeumo, one also a player of the month of October. Now, my man Fantuan himself only say over Premier League ma Sanka the October results and kwa na table na and Manchester United and the Dikai. Essence 3 games United eboyeno. Woman win 3 na, woman 9 points, woman goal difference of +5. Just United money bonus as October. Now, the me second say Ruben Amorim abe first manager at Manchester United since November 2023. Waje manager of the month essence November 2023. Eric Hag one energy manager of the month. Now TI when him say post Ferguson era Manchester United now since 2013 ever pim 2025 yamika say best 12 years yakika 13 years when him say Manchester United managers we make 5 manager of the month now say pa manager of the month be Manchester United team kakraka say we make 5 per chese enuma enseda enkoye Manchester United after Brian Mbeumo the me second say we 24 player at Manchester United waje player of the month. Now, Abrantia Fancy Paul Ince and the Chassier, and what Eric Cantona, David Beckham, your Andrew Cole, Roy Keane, Dwight York, Affe Teddy Sheringham, your Juan Sebastian Veron, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Paul Scholes, Wayne Rooney, Rankis, Affe Cristiano Ronaldo, Nemanja Vidic, Dimitar Berbatov, and what Ruben van Persie, Anthony Martial, Zlatan, Ibrahimovic, Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, David Deer, Harry Maguire, and Affe Rasmus Holland and Brian Mbeumo nti Abrante fans Brian Mbeumo about 24 player and also waje player of the month Manchester United and no penny the update telephone show no so now United and Tottenham Hotspur and able many can catch us the last 4 games United abo e the team you from say Tottenham Hotspur Manchester United and we be woman so for in essence last season 29th September 2024 Manchester United elusu 3-0 at Tottenham Hotspur 19 December 2024 woman so 4-3 at Manchester United and when another woman so 4-3 at Tottenham Hotspur rather and watch 16 February 2025 woman so 1-0 at Tottenham Hotspur and over last year Europa and I say Europa League final Manchester United 21st May 2025 women so 1-0 Adama Tima she from say Tottenham Hotspur now the women second say 20 players and Ruben Amorim Yami Aduma and every what the question Tima she from say Tottenham Hotspur now goalkeepers 3 for Senny Lemans and watch Bayern there and after Tom Heaton defenders Diogo Dalot and watch Abrante fans Nelly and I say Lenny Joro your Mazraoui and watch Matthias Delete Patrick Dogu after Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire midfielders Casemiro Manuel Ugarte Bruno Fernandes and watch Messi Mount and after Jack Fletcher and after attackers Matthias Cunha your Amad Diallo Benjamin Sesko Brian Mbeumo and after Joshua Zexi and you were 20 players Yami Adumane Manchester United face Tottenham Hotspur now yadaso England or Andra and England or national team manager first Thomas Tuchel what they in the squad at the buyer na America kacho say November your FIFA international break na the tennis say England man omobo World Cup qualifies womba bo e the team from Serbia and of Albania na the tennis say obekia recent collapse manager first Thomas Tuchel no Jude Bellingham onya collab and watch for Ford in enya collab nemom anno collab e ba na say two players ni nyina wom na the tennis say press conference say and Thomas Tuchel e ko kan say wogidie pass afedi two players no womo mo ne bo asase e so ni na ogidie pass the entire of two players and say women in a box na chia say omo effective and ma both Real Madrid and Fatima je from Man City and unti and what to say ade for Foden and of Jude Bellingham yentie the three lions of England omo manager Thomas Tuchel.
Jude comes back as a number 10. I think that's his best position, and I think one of his key strengths is to score from this position, and he has the ability to arrive and to score goals that the number 9 would score. I think Phil, where he played now lately for Dortmund, was where I see him the strongest. I think he's close to the opponent's box, as a
Okay, we are the three lions of England. Omo manager, Jefferson Thomas Tuchel, and our team manager no, Ninkase Okasano. Na oko Brazil, you say Brazil. Woman national team manager, I open your fence Carlo Ancelotti. Na Andrea Ancelotti ekoye interview concerning about Abranti offense Neymar. Na se Brazil for episode me do metumi bia. Say the Benyami Aduma 2026 World Cup ebas for Mexico, Canada, and for United States of America no. Abranti offense Neymar abe available. Na the me say can say Andrea interview Ebasono, Wumbisa Carlo Ancelotti and Sembebre, Edika Ancelotti say on Oba Omay from Brazil no. Say interview no questions are Omubusane pa about Neymar. Now was it young fan to Obianim say Ampa, a chess Neymar, where legend Anima Omaya, je from Brazil. Now was it Obibia or Brazil, Obibia or Brazil, a free CBF Brazilian Football Federation, about technical staff and what you coaches no will be a GDA pass. I was a Neymar, where fit Serbia World Cup. Na yebusan say World Cup no or the name abeko anase onfanenko manager say obvious say name ebetima ko World Cup amna ye name say football enya talent nko a demand enoma bebre fitness level e was say high eno achi intensity eno so high enti omo hwe ni nyina nim e free name ho na yebusan say or the name ekọ World Cup enfa eno the name ebebo Carlo Ancelotti say enkofo gidi pass name winger name according to ono Carlo Ancelotti name enya winger name number 10 player na wase yamfa to obianim say obo Neymar wins e affect team no esan say on shada and track back sa nemom say modern day football no e was wingers track back na wo mu defend enema team no enya sa team no enoma bebre ebesima enkoye enfama team no na ogidi e passes Neymar or the World Cup kono number force 9 esan say Neymar talent wo gina penalty box no achi bibia betimasi enti on the prefer say or the Neymar about force 9 Brazil wo mu match mu eno manager and the mother sellers of Brazil first Carlo Ancelotti and under the Sansom Etuja. Now my fan to him saying Yami Aduma Ochina Man City and of Liverpool game Everson Pep Guardiola we won 1,000 game. It's said we won 999 games. Now in the coaching career Ochina and we won 1,000 game. Now we get 40 major trophies. The win ratio is 71.57. Just a manager ne money bo so nipa. Now what bra insert TV or YouTube na hade esan say Pep Guardiola disciples no omo ye adwuma pa na coach bia offer Pep Guardiola nsem no e che say uni madwuma na offer the top 5 major European leagues na uko England na yenim say Arsenal team edi kan Arsenal omo manager first me kana tata offer Guardiola nsase eno achieve Vincent Company and that first e wa German Bundesliga nim e wa German wa the Bayern at the first eno achi uko Spain na yenim say Xabi Alonso wa the Real Madrid at the first enti disciples Edema Openia, je from say a friend Pep Guardiola, wom aya juma pa Federico Chiesa, we a player Edema Liverpool. Now Federico Chiesa akasa, Federico Chiesa say yemfa to obianim say one Cristiano Ronaldo, esia kan Edema team from say Juventus. Now the team kan and say Cristiano Ronaldo, amazing player. Now Ronaldo and Messi are the best players in history. Name say who pushing to the wall. We team kan say Messi is the greatest ever. And he always say on Ronaldo about the name when no cre adwuma dey chese Messi no. If it's a football essence obianwa we betimi any Messi ababo. Na the tennis say Andra and Betoga say after the finalissima ebeba so na ye kase finalissima omaya oji euros ene de omaya oje na ye ta kan say Copa America and a bonia, Jata can say Fanalacima, na Andra El Spain and a massa for anybody say, Yamia Duma next year and a bebaso. Na next year, March 27th, El Lusail Iconic Stadium, El Doha, Qatar, and a Fanalacima Ebaso. Na wherever first time a Messi, Asia, Abrantia first Lami Yama in competitive game. Na Enyasam Kito Obeka 2022, wake up final Ebasono, Jaboy El Lusail Iconic Stadium, Emma Messi, Eddie in the first and only World Cup. Edima Omaya, je from say Argentina and close to about 4 years. Messi as a return at your call, Lusail Iconic Stadium, Yamia Duma, next year Nano Penny, there was him, Emma Tilfonia El Shonoso, Benjamin Sesko, air striker, Edima team from Manchester United. Now offering RB Leipzig, Abayano, about 30 matches, Edima team from Manchester United, watch 2 goals, I 1 assist, a Chester and Monday Bon El from Pa, Andra, manager Fence Ruben Amorim, Wakasa for Branta Fence, Okasa for Branta Fence. Benjamin Sesko. Now, according to manager, Ocean Fanto, say over currently 20 grounds. Around Fence Benjamin Sesko, I do bet me beer. Said about Obesha goes, and I'm a teamer. Je from Manchester United, and to Manchester United supporter. My United manager Fence Ruben Amorim was it or catch him say, Kiane Ken. Around Fence Benjamin Sesko, Wabaso CD or Manchester United, and I Ruben Amorim Senkakra. What did 2 get another penny? They want him. Emma Tilfonia El Shonoso. Now, Yanim Sing me out to my 21st December. Ekopim 18 January and AFCON Ebasu El Morocco na oko Manchester United yo place Libya wo free Africa bako Amadi Yalo and what Chabrante Fence Bra in Buemo and of Anase Mazrawi Omina now Ante Fence Bra in Buemo Manchester United and on a pair reporter in seconds almost say Womo let him let the Akuma Cameroon Omo Football Federation Nina say United for say Yamia do Omo 2 games about December na 13 December Omabo Edia Bournemouth na 23 December Omabo Edia Aston Villa AFCON so no Omo from say Cameroon Omo first game Womo Edia Gabon 24th December. Now, the men say can say Latin dia free and omo edia call. Enti omo duru Cameroon, omo Football Federation President Samuel Eto'o. Now, the men say can say Ashana Cameroon for NTS. Nimo yesi nante for say omo convention omo say omo mabra imbuemo ebo Aston Villa game 23rd December ni wia. Wombe omo boda ade friends a private jet edia mano. Now we fly from UK straight to Morocco. Say be nyame aduma Cameroon first game. One by 24th of December, Edia Omayam. Your from say Gabono, Abrantia, your friend said Brian Boom available, and I don't pay any Sampina ever telephone El Shono. So, Obeka Andra, story Edmond say, best 895 days. A fee and a teamer, your from say FC Barcelona, woman return at your cost Spotify company. Now, Andra training about open training session. Teamer, your from say, Barcelona na mame front one say Andra Barca wo president of France Juan Laporta ekasai now Laporta say a good day and wachi esa enigida adima team ya from say FC Barcelona na ogidi e pass a moment when a legendary adima team from say Barca na we say ye fatu enfantu just say adie bia empenifo say wo ewo team ya from say FC Barcelona no wo adima players o say any inchirima enti Juan Laporta say ye fatu obi say enoma no woman GDA pass also build the future ede ema omo fi akire ede eba eno Juan Laporta nsem kakra what the 2 Ghana no player de wonsem ema tiefo nyina show no so na team from se Barca away Abanca di Balados wom any Celta de Vigo enable Jeremy say can say in the history of La Liga no say Real Madrid fluwa team ba kwa se team I from say Barca issue omo brepano Celta de Vigo na say Barca ebredia any this time around omo brepa esan say uni say Celta de Vigo team no the last 8 games omo bon omo lusui and watch the last 5 games team from say Celta de Vigo abono goma wini nyina echese nyame ya aduma Barca game eba so Abanca di Balados e dey tia Celta de Vigo emu be dey I na no pain dey wonsem emetefo nyina show no so na Moises Caicedo midfielder Adama team from Chelsea. Now this season go for boni deeper. Omujidi pass after Chelsea at £150 million. Ekofano at free Brighton and Hove Albion. Afi and I say Chelsea for an Attica. Now Moises Caicedo Ankasa. Caicedo say young Fatu Bianim say waya Jumapana on Ankasa ati onimu send a born Abba. Now Ojidi pass pre-season was a good pre-season. Nemo more fun to my pa Efra ni aim and I say Adeba Kweden Akuma so and I say Obaji trophies Adama Chelsea. As say Chelsea team a big club say we back big club ma esa oje trophies eno aya brantia friend say Moises Caicedo yede won sem pina emetie fo nyina e show no so na afei ene ma say this is Chelsea ye kire ho nyunu papa nya se ngito grow na Richard de tie say error leading to go Premier League Chelsea na di kan see defenders error na omode ball na to Chelsea net no Chelsea enedi kan omo 7 Wolves etosumenu 6 Brentford 4 Liverpool and of Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur omo to so na no pay no jade won sem tiofo nyina show no so na Granit Xhaka se so sina kan and my team from Sunderland obeka no o captain and my team from say Arsenal Ansana woko Leverkusen na Granit Xhaka akasa was it first year Mikel Arteta eba ye no baby Arsenal tena obabi a obekona nkonya Arsenal dressing room no obekona akunya bakusia ase eho aye prekese ene yesi Mikel Arteta e fresh staff omunyina omu ya adwuma no e de ma Arsenal eba room wo se mu ma ekoso ase mu range ne pepepe omu range wi no ka chom se sei e no pese Arsenal ense Arsenal etutu pansam sa enu nti ena se Arsenal mo ne bo no ekoso sa na organize Xhaka se Mikel Arteta build mentality e de ma team from se Arsenal ti ogidie se e wo se osina ka Edema Sunderland wo bo e de ti Arsenal the name of Arsenal team and omo ombeje near cancer Premier League e dey see omo na so a and na no pay ne dey won sem emetie fo nyina e show no so live on Nhyira 104.5 FM na Richard ano na story bi o man farmer
enramu
refi pa e say lami ya ma papa akunya girlfriend papa no 35 years and a girl no 23 and lami ya ma 18 ti won trajectory no te sitielo
papa no age near 35
and a girl no 23
and I go for about 23 so Bema dear
I say okay I didn't trouble too because
I know but Bema dear always obano so young and it's all for bar
baby
age in a bell too much
baby I share free etiase pa yes baby I share free say oh the bano 18 or not 35 and our partners were 35
and you want trouble to know okay
sani no
na se papa ne de onu di line so bad lami yama no I don't person free line him or veer off
free no ko akasim
so onenya I so all growing bi
I ask ni na poso
na umfa we be we do ase oya ase nyoya lami yama asemu no papa ne nkasai
no one ne kasa say
oh one ne kasa say ne papa no
18 years o di
I know
I was catch us one for size
oh
23 no him angela me yama dia na ga telephone so acha fasoro and I would just say
okay
say ga e kasi ye di ele mu dia o se penini go mu le mu so na ankura na so chefa ngani mo atwa butu na ne papa ni mo 35 ra fa 23
okay
and la me yama na wono so we no or 18 or the guy for 35 36 31 and was sunny bankura no ngura na tentam o majai na say the next obesa kwosoro ho
all right Andy everyone so na ati for enjoyment dey no so Nhyira 104.5 weekend edition of Nhyira Digital Password live ewo YouTube Nhyira TV Mr. Mami hu a message because yasan era another weekend of football because say over Ghana for instance Ocean football calendar now the biggest fixture Asante Kotoko has a folk this week which is Ochina 4 p.m. and as our game no Bas Europe so no games are kese na ohwani na ye be this ankomo no the amamo awo dwumadi ne so ntibra YouTube Nhyira TV never a message no ebra titu prediction bibia be so kan de fa dwumadi no bia no obetimi ede aba na Fifi Manfred is back on chance em fama na owia Bismarck owu be mpa yara enso mewie ne nya kwan emafie emedi efie enso enkomo no ya from Torium to Manchester United 1 Odifi Sankore na Ode Abraham Paul Ejeo Richardo is your boy Ajingo listen to you live from Santase and Paul and so Eddie Abraham and Anope Torres City Man United is going to sport investors bet Adentia Man United is going to win to spoil investors bets. Okay. Now I want to need deal with say me Ashetorium. I agree to some extent because last season the Nkofoni ye hu aduma papa 4 times they know me share na including the Europa League final no omo share a trophy. Nti I understand baby I will free ban but I'm telling you since our game we you prepare very well. They call the new Torian Stadium and BBC this weekend something will happen. And on Tuesday we'll bet with the message no about YouTube in TV na ekenkan etimi at the amount Fifi Manfred Kofi Maresca. Good morning. I want to say
someone's away.
Yeah, I'm Adam.
You are very fine.
See, you may. When you grow needy, Bo game and your man fa. Could your hands or call? Or could you? Share moi. I ask away. So call. Don't want to o kan so anwa ba o re bi se o kwa that ko bo be manim amadu asema ma that ko bo o ye den wa se be manim Kofi mu bro mu ntimi che kwa back asemu mo bre papa chance oboko na kwa bag division Kofi on a more serious note say Manchester me team Manchester United na ye bought Champions League na ye tibi a kwa bag
Champions League
business be our Champions League
of course say your level
you don't have any business there
I kwa bag go nim che two team ni mo nti trawa na woni Sanla na jejejeje yemfa a manager of the month in Nada house e dey say na United ogbagbo Champions League e possible that United can't play the Champions League any Champions League team we team make it down there's nobody who can play the Champions League like currently it's not possible team mo English Premier League ni bia na Sunderland mo relegation aba no match o ma show na mo dey no mo no ma stre sa but we share correct teams managers o be show
okay
the how manager of the month say me na Eric Ten Hag oje mi ensa Ole Gunnar Solskjaer oje baako uni asasa beje baako any news
mo nya award no baako kra
yeah
manager of the month in October mo nya bi
then October dey be nya bi but you nominate
Kofi anyone na de kasa ni enko movie na ku ani when you the month of October you coach a G best manager your players are the best player ujoni jeje mu bebre na hwan na time enko ni coach na G manager of the
1 month out of 8 months and
na mu mobi the month of October not just you
but you're not saying it
Mate when are they
I sound better than you in the month of October
come on
what is will come on with me can oh my God will come on you do as now will come on I sound better if we say perfect in football I sound the perfect man
they don't know me
go be a mamu anybody walk a crash and say boys what do you mean so only akora idea what you can
so Kofi you are saying say omo mutrase na omo choose Amorim as the manager of the month no pity no
pity how why Amorim dey pity
a serious allegation how you know
na dey pity anybody o obi pity obi no dey adie man anybody
no na say do man rob ya man be say
na ubi say Mikel Arteta say the manager of the month for October sia the Premier League title see on man then Abegia na Mikel Arteta be choose a different form so we be say Amorim say the manager of the month here the Premier League title then Abefa Amorim be for manager of the month for October because onim say na assured for him league not me but Mikel Arteta say manager of the month every year wa dia wa bre iti mo manu man friend say manager of the year
Ed, I say you couldn't beat Grimsby, and you want to talk about the Champions League. Someone's going to me and check our back.
Oh, Master Syria, Grimsby, you. Grimsby,
40.
Wait, Rich, there are games this weekend. The Premier League is becoming more interesting, and there are some dynamics I would want to start a conversation with. Rich, I have the table of the Premier League last season by this time. That is before game week 11. And this season, a comparative analysis of the two. Which is the Premier League table of last season, not the Premier League table of this season. There are some differences, and it tells a story. I think this story can lead us into analyzing the games of the weekend and also helping us to predict for one to know exactly maybe because that is very important and key in the modern football discussions. Which in 2024-2025 season, a new table that me left, and a 2025-2026 season, a new table either me right if I turn towards the border. Which last season by this time, not Liverpool in that top.
With 25 points.
25 points. Now I want you to pay key attention to the point of Liverpool on that top by this time. Any Arsenal on that top this time. What do they have similar?
Obia bought 10 matches. Now, last year, Liverpool goal defense was 13. And this season, Arsenal so about the same 10 matches. The goal defense is saying, me who bought
15.
On only the 15.
Yeah.
Okay, now say, on only goals, you know.
But the similarity is in the number of points.
Sure.
Liverpool last season was 25 points. This season, 25 points from Arsenal. So it means that there is Nipa no defense last season and Nipa defense this season, the same points. Now it's Okon number 2 now. There is something also similar between the two tables. The same team. Last season and this season as the second place team. But then at this point in time of the season, Man City had a second. And Rich, Oko in the third place, there is Nottingham Forest for last season. Liverpool are dropping points out of form. There is Sunderland, there is Bournemouth, there is Spurs, and there is Chelsea. But Rich, one say there are two key things that is happening here. Team are describing as alien. I want to say that man be top 6, no top 4, no. Last season, number 2 with Nottingham Forest. But this season, there are 2 of those teams in Sunderland, any team your friend in Bournemouth. So it means that the competitiveness of the English Premier League, and it has been the same for a while now. Or teams like Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur, Man United, and Modern have not been optimum. But you look across the Premier League table, something is very, very clear, and we move on to games now. Which the points difference from third place last season, 19 points for last season, 18 points for this season. ABC, Bebe, 10th, almost the same. Until last season, not the only third one 19 points, no only 10th, 15 points, 4 points difference. Hold on. And this season, no only third, 18 points, no only 10th, 15 points, 3 points. So it tells you that this season, say, you can go up and down the English Premier League table. And it brings me to the table for match day 11 fixtures now. This weekend, a crucial weekend. One, in deciding where teams like Chelsea, Manchester United, Tottenham Hotspur, Man City, Liverpool, their future will look like on the table. 2, it's a crucial weekend also for teams like Man City and Liverpool based on whether they can push Arsenal to the title. 3, it's a crucial weekend for Arsenal Football Club to see if they can consolidate their gains and then their gap also on them to push up and win. And also a crucial one lastly, on if Team FN Sunderland are truly a team that can push and punch above their weight into the Premier League top 6. Because Rich Okba this season, this weekend, match week 11, Arsenal and Sunderland they ball. Arsenal are first, Sunderland are 4th. Man City and Liverpool ball. Man City the 2nd, Liverpool the 3rd. Over down, I say Tottenham Hotspur and Man United ball. Tottenham Hotspur the 6th, Man United at the 8th. But look at that, they have the same points. Over slightly lower. Crystal Palace and Brighton and Hove Albion 9th and 10th in that area. Now again, Ushe, this area that sets the tone for this season for them. Now, more specifically, and I'll come to that later. The story of Chelsea. Chelsea now Ushe the top half of the table now. Almost against team unbend in terms of points, unbend in terms of weight, all men in terms of even the quality and strength as a team. In the Chelsea against Wolverhampton Wanderers or the last. But teams are getting there, Chelsea, so it's an opportunity for Maresca's team to punch up and push up about the weight, especially because of what I said in the earlier slide. I said, point now can in so point maximum how pushy, point it makes this weekend a crucial weekend. So adios. In Romania, the pre-match analysis of all the games in the English Premier League and enter them specifically, which is very important. And it starts at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Like you said, Rich, I like this graphic from Premier League. Premier League for FI, a picture of last season. The Europa League final of the story of Tottenham Hotspur season and how it got to the tail end where Ange Postecoglou essentially wanted to get a win and managed to get the win. He put it after the back essentially. And the heartbreak of Manchester United, 4 players and young fans all together, it was very, very interesting. Rich, I think all jokes aside, winning the Premier League Manager of the Month is a good thing for Manchester United and for Ruben Amorim. It is for Amorim in the sense that, Rich, the stories have not been nice until recently. So for him to get to the point where we're winning Manager of the Month, will also make him feel like, okay, there is some positive in the job that he's doing. For him to take a cue from Saneman and build Manchester United to the level where they can compete and win more, it's important for psychological strength, for the boosting of it, but also, it can also be a banana skin, and I'll talk about that. I'm right here, friend Brian Mbeumo. He was brought to Manchester United for this, to score goals, to be the player that will be the difference maker, to be the main guy and focal point for Manchester United, and that's essentially the job that he's doing. Even when Manchester United are not playing well, you know, say Brian Mbeumo and last week Amad Diallo become the 2 players that make a lot of difference. So that is one of the best things that you can get from them. Like I told you, Premier League Manager of the Month, Manchester United managers, and they alien to them. Ruben Amorim before the game said we are a better team, we play better, we understand the game better at this point in time. Of course, it's a good time for Brian Mbeumo, which, like he said, in the last 7 games, Amune Tottenham Hotspur, which has been very difficult for you. Very, very difficult. May 2025, or started 2023, April 2023, Mobile draw 2-2 Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Almost 2-0 in August 23. Mokobo 2-2 in 2024. 2024 September, Mba Beshemo 3-0. Or in 2024 December, almost 4-3. Last season, Ange Postecoglou Beshemo 1-0 and of course the Europa League final. So almost I got share more of which. When I saw this graphic from UEFA for Asima Mekachi almost said, if the 2 clubs want to go at a level where they dominate football to become some of the best in their business, the modern game number 6, and I think it is running away from them. I think say open the work rate without the ball, the characteristic work rate of the average defensive midfielder who wins duels and win the ball back for you and hands it back for you. Casemiro and Joao Palhinha can give you that. But I have personally held that opinion, say, so for the modern archetype of a number 6, he is the one who's supposed to be the anchor. But the ball inside the can inside should be able to play and play well. And that is why I'll forever go for the Martin Ibanez, the Mendy's, the Thomas Partey's, the Elliot Andersons, the young number 6s in the team. I'll go for Romeo Lavia, Samuelson, Frankie de Jong, even also in that regard, Moses Caicedo and Declan Rice are good in that regard. I don't think that these people make a difference of both things for me. I hold a personal view, say the reason why Joao Palhinha did not succeed at Bayern, which is a team that's possession laden, is because of his ability. And I think that the modern day number 6 should be able to influence play in all phases. He doesn't when it's in the first phase of play when you have
to not lucky.
On the ball. Yembambeji ball under means one who say under Caicedo cry. Caicedo to me beji ball be under pressure. Under pressure, no turning out of the pressure and plays forward. That is how if we are singing songs to praise Frankie de Jong, if we are singing songs to praise Toni Kroos when he was controlling the game for Madrid at the time, and when he left the club, we kept on saying, play Obabe Sadian to the extent that now Orien is now being taught to play in that role. When we talk about Martin Ibanez, even when Ryan Gravenberch helped Liverpool to win the league, we kept on saying, Ryan now Liverpool in that hole, and he had changed his game a little bit. Well, he likes it, Kaka. Of course, football here. He can make
for Casemiro, I think any age, you know.
Yeah, of course. Casemiro. And you see, Casemiro.
You can't cheat nature.
Yeah, Casemiro also played in a team where he was not burdened with ball. But he had technical players to control the football. On the and he was perfect at it.
And so I went Oba Manchester no.
Yeah.
So Okota Kuno Nyana very frustrated. And now Obuwanu or the yellow card. Now they are resulting to red.
It affects him a little bit, but of course, I will share the data and statistics comparing the two number 6. Paulinho shared 2 goals, Casemiro shared 3, 1 assist each, 2 chances created by João Paulinho. Our bench friend Moses Casemiro has 86 chances, 29 possession won. Of course, Casemiro winning 35 on him, 44 tackles to 18 tackles on him to the both players. Rich, now let's play the game on the tactical board. Where does the game get won or lost for you?
They say United is over here. Maybe I want the front 3. And up front, I think our best player has been Mbeumo always.
Okay.
The link up play with Ahmad Super. Say transit here. Born a Kamad is our baby and Mbeumo. And Mbeumo soon baby Ahmad. And it's really helping us. Kunwa, also now in Shen and say after scoring, who say the confidence, gradually or building in Kakakaba. The only player I think Akakaka is Benjamin Sesko. As a still now, the confidence level no from Premier League into being fans.
Is this a game over starting Benjamin Sesko? Why don't you? I've seen a lot of Manchester United fans. They would rather start a bench friend Matthias Cunha as an upfront player here than play Mason Mount in the hole to pick up the second balls. What do you think?
Kenya bad, but games we say you need goal.
No, but they be American same with you. United goals is not coming from Sesko.
I know.
The goals are coming from
but Oye striker. See, until America and the confident in them by.
Yeah.
Because no, or so the Bundesliga no other Premier League.
If you play the confidence in by then you don't play such a game.
No, that's why it's not much chance to play.
In such a game.
No, I'm building the confidence.
In such a game.
Yeah.
Okay.
May I feel that Tottenham have a problem with defense.
Okay.
It is all about building player and the confidence there. Let him play. No share. Another big team in the Premier League. And then we're boosting Nhyira going forward.
Okay.
So maybe I prefer Benjamin Sesko.
Okay.
Though
do start with Mason Mount.
Yes, maybe they may mount. I'll play Benjamin Sesko.
Back three no the
same thing. Me bet how I'll say chances
no problem. I don't like back three in the same thing.
Oh yes.
Euro delete
sure.
Means that you not start Harry Maguire in this back three.
No.
Okay. Obabo Amad Diallo, no about Diago Dolo as a wing back. No about Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes.
Sure.
Okay. So now most of the Manchester United fans at some point some complain. He say maybe Bruno Fernandes in the best position.
It's because any option we have.
No, I'm saying something. I'm not complaining. I don't worry about that. But I can say most Manchester United fans were complaining about this. But now who's the team in your share will be a dean because it's getting the team results. If this continues to give the team results, then of course Ruben Amorim will continue with that. I would rather have pushed Cunha here and push Mason Mount. Why? I think that's on the tactical board. Game similar to what you saw against Chelsea. The only thing is that I don't foresee United pressing Tottenham Hotspur man for man like Enzo Maresca did. Ruben Amorim, any modus operandi no on pesa man. He would rather retreat into a mid block or a low block and catch you on the break. Enzo Maresca feels that say Tottenham team need the technical ability into a pressing Obenya the results from them and then take the ball from them, transit and get the results against them. So he did that. I think that if Manchester United are able to add Mason Mount here, and I feel like Mason Mount will start, although it's not here. So to me, the Mason Mount can't make four no. Me about be 3. Now Mbeumo drop in Cunha drop here. Manchester United gain dominance of a midfield of João Paulinho, Bentancur, any bench here for Jamie Simons because one technical ability of Bruno Fernandes, any Mason Mount added to the athleticism of Mbeumo, any Cunha gives them a plus in dominance. Of course, one of the parts of the game that I think will decide the game is the job of the Manchester United's right hand side. What Amad Diallo does without the ball and what our branch friend Brandon Mbeumo combined in that area to make sure so many results. I think this game set piece goes me.
Okay.
Set piece goes will come. it will come. I don't know for who, but I know there's an over 1.5, and it comes from set plays. And then I'm very certain, one, the game dynamics is important. There will be a lot of connects. Two, I think that an aerial draw is very, very important. Both teams are susceptible to it. Manchester United have proven that they are. Of course, with the invention of a branch of friend, Sunny Lamens, assistant Kakra, but I think that set plays can be a deciding factor. Over can message quickly in my community.
I ran to see a friend on YouTube and follow the trend.
Okay.
I said, please, if you push Richardo to give his take on the Manchester United match, whenever he decide not to talk about their matches, it ends well for them. But when he brags, it turns to Telestar. And then
there's another Kasa.
Oh, so I said, me games be ambassador, be in Kasa Bibli. I don't talk too much.
Now Kasa now.
No, so me Kasa Bibli, I am sorry, Tiame.
And I'm going to say, now Kasa now, but almost
no.
No,
me and Kasa no matters, you say, me Kasa Bia, your games in Kui. And it's an over house my camp. How Kasa Bibli. You
analysis. Whether me Kasa man Kasa me you man
more brag na mo dia kwa ma dia.
Over predict and I'm predicting.
Game we. Oh yeah be
we Kasa dia. Oh yeah be she.
Oh yeah be she.
Me say.
The minimum say be she.
Okay.
That is the most important thing. Likely in Buomo be sa she.
Likely in Buomo.
Likely.
We will be Jinx.
Sure. So I must say 4 times, you become.
Okay.
Team Bia on Chelsea Abba. Chelsea Ashana. Won't me Manchester United. No team. O best bear draw. But then Toria Mumunya draw with them.
Now unga somebody. Which Arsenal are going away to Sunderland. All I can say to that game is that see Sunderland, any team that will stop Arsenal. Arsenal go away and they'll go and beat them. That was how much. It came out. Enzo Maresca has been nominated for FIFA Men's Best Player of the Year. Cole Palmer, Best Men's Player of the Year. And also Carles Noah. For me, it doesn't matter. If you decided a lot of things with the World Cup there, then the Club World Cup is important in making some of these decisions. Especially when FIFA had said it's a new thing that was going to happen in there. I think they deserve to be there. Which I saw the statistics from Chelsea stats and I was worried. Enzo Maresca has faced teams whose first name begins with W on 10 occasions in English football in all competitions. With Leicester and Chelsea, he has won all of the 10 matches.
Oshiatima, the first letter.
I started W. Guardia.
Obeshe.
Agbeda.
Unazu Sidia.
Eberto.
Which you
see, this match is very important for Chelsea because okay, I catch on the Premier League table. Obia bought a case for us. So Maresca cannot afford. And you see, and you say Thursday now, many say, Rich, sir, your mom said teams are about Qarabag. No wait, man, sir. How do you blame manager? Qarabag. Now me by Thursday when I say, come in, come on, Qarabag. Like Maresca was saying. Jao had to, or I asked for national team. On team Qarabag. Esteban Willian, Brazilian national team. On team Qarabag. Tossing a direct BIU. On team Qarabag more. Then they don't deserve to play for the team. So for me, the Qarabag game, first I mentioned 2-1 Mijai should die. Mijai should die. Anybody that follows me knows that night, I didn't even do a post-match reaction to the game. Meeting hotel room, I said, this thing is a waste of my time. Because there are certain games that you need to build. And see, I didn't quite affecting Maresca, no. He needs to find a way to get momentum. Me, I don't really care about whether the club is happy or the club is not happy. Our stories I'm in pay. But he has to find a way to build momentum and consistency. I can understand. So starting centre backs in the then they also team now. Consistency is difficult to build. But it's important to get it, especially in a weekend like this. Chelsea can't afford to drop points against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Which, another statistics, obviously Chelsea have spent just 44% of their Premier League matches this season in losing game states, with only Crystal Palace 14.2 spending a lower portion of it. It means that for large parts, Chelsea managed to make sure say almost winning matches. But then the bigger worry is that Chelsea, the team of Premier League, will lose games don't work from winning positions. it means that Chelsea cannot firm up games or say 1-0. They can't kill off the game, and then 2, they lose concentration and teams come to win. That is the focus of Enzo Maresca. Our match, we are seeking a 4th straight home victory over Wolverhampton Wanderers according to Chelsea stats. Competitions for the very first time in a run of 4 games between 2011 and 2017. I think it's very important for Chelsea to go into this game and manage to play. And look at this statistic. Chelsea Blues defensive self-destruction habits. Teams in all competitions are what causes errors leading to goal by Chelsea. The other next Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now Wolverhampton Wanderers no at the relegation zone. So if you want probably the most assured better, goals baby. Me my catch say in none of my picks na me Chelsea bem. Chelsea is never part of me bet picks that. My team I'm supporting. If I don't any of the picks that I do over there, so it's important. I think Chelsea has to find a way to win. So ball against Wolverhampton Wanderers, and you really want to show say who a team up in a weekend like this, they have to win with a possible starting line. Whoever starts, it should be a game that Chelsea should find a way to manage to win. And you may which Pep Guardiola is going to play his 1,000 game against Liverpool at no place other than Anfield. Which interesting at the Etihad story. Very interesting. 1,000th game at age 54. Which I think there is one thing that we all don't debate on. The fact that Pep is the greatest manager of all time. You disagree?
Greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time. In my opinion.
Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Sir.
I know the story of the Arrigo Sakis and the likes, but
Ancelotti now.
Oh, Carlo is exceptional. But Rich, what Pep has done, well, okay, maybe sometime we'll get time here, but for me, let Maminka say he is my best manager of all time for the job that he has been able to do. And Omubisa about it, say the numbers are insane. If I start again, I would not reach it. It's too many games. I think so. If he starts again, it will be very, very difficult to reach there within the short time. The number of wins he had in his first 1,000 games, no. What they compare other managers are. We're winning 715 in 1,000 games. Jose Mourinho winning 636, 38, and our Papa Efreno, Sir Alex Ferguson, winning 632 in his first 1,000 games. Pep Guardiola a miles ahead of the team on your mobile. In the last few years, Pep's Man City have been suffering against Liverpool. That's not been easy. We have been struggling part to find it. And Rich, Utier and Aslota, see, you are always looking forward to watching his team play. Because we all know, see, idea about Pep teams, I'm dance, is the fact that the team they tend to change almost every day, fix how they want to play. Rich, and not here Pep pre-match press conference now. Also, Phil Foden is back, so Man City is back. So catch him, fail form number.
Yeah.
So Man City is back in the new year because Phil is back into the fray. Which what I like about the Liverpool team that in the last few days and weeks, Oma tries and slot to go back to basics. The extra of our reliance on control on FIFA, I think that maybe he has accepted that the team, is not cut for that. And it's over reliance on the control this animal will feel and has allowed the team to play through the thirds and be very direct through a better friend Mohamed Salamo, and of course pushing Florian Wirtz who's against Liverpool. He played Florian Wirtz from out wide and Wirtz was coming inside and outside most of the times in some match when they played against them. Of course, Nico Gonzalez seems to be playing very well. He has settled in at Manchester City with now 2-8 next to him, Phil Foden and our brighter friend Tijani Reinders, with most times Phil popping in as a number 10, of course, with Erling Haaland up top. Rich, how would it hard? Okay.
Draw.
Oh, it's hard. Oh, I think City wins it.
But the end goalless.
Goes back until the scoring draw for you. I think City wins it at the Etihad. Which in the Italian Serie A, 5 points separate the top of the league and the 7th, which is Napoli are back on top of game. But Rich, Napoli is bre. After say Kevin De Bruyne prior, Romelu Lukaku pra, they are struggling to get goals. Davide Neres, Noah Lang, all of these guys are not getting the goals for them. In fact, the last time, he took Frank Andre Zombo and Guiza to get a goal for them. And then when they played in the Champions League, only a single goal in that match. And I remember saying the reason why on Tuesday, you did bet in the Babeka say it was because Napoli match. I felt strongly So Napoli can avoid a defeat and not anything about goals, and that's exactly what they did. I was so much in wrapping up quickly on the Italian Serie A fixtures, not for you, no, Rich. Luciano Spalletti won the second game this time with you, but it's in the Turin derby, Michelle. If you don't follow the Italian Serie A, well, be careful because the Turin derby is a difficult one. It doesn't care where maybe a Torino Eda. How many Juve one quantity a king? For me in that game, I would rather give Juventus a double chance. Yes, one bet but being careful in that one is important. Como versus Cagliari at 3 p.m. Very interesting. But at home, I'm certain that Como at least gets a 2-goal game. So if you want to avoid who wins it, important. On Sunday, Napoli go away to Bologna to go and play against Bologna. Interesting one in the game that go. And then the game of the weekend, Inter playing against Mauricio Sarri, Lazio match. I think that's a double chance for Team friend Internazionale Milan. It's a weekend where I expect Madrid to win against Rayo Vallecano in the smaller Madrid derby. And of course, Football Club Barcelona. The good news of returning to the Spotify Camp Nou, they'll begin to also get results at the few of them. Something I think is going to happen. It's Rich. That is my roundup of weekends stories. Very, very interesting bet quotes now. Kokobi, because I think Tuesday we won very big, and I want you to win some more. And that's what me code am de ma first one no ni na bet code me show BW 1FD EC 148. That is the first bet code. Second one BW 1FD E8E06. Third one BW 1FD E8633. Fourth one BW 1FD E5DDA. Last one be on a long bet. You find it on my Twitter. Oko Fifi Manfred on Twitter. Ubenya follow Twitter no. Of course Fifi Manfred or Facebook. You can also follow and then pick up the codes on and you may just by best 6 God willing. Okay. You should be able to get greens on Rich. Thank you.
Edward phone so na akwadwo me kakra na vie ba look on na waba be boy na. It's meeting common no at the actual insurance 4.5 1034 Fifi Manfred na Martin and Can Besmark or Zuben Pala. So now messages kakrebi Oblite Komi, my good friend Oblite. As a good morning, Richardo. If Casemiro gets his day, trust me, Manchester United is going to win. But if he mess up, we lose a win game for Manchester United team today. My good friend Oblite Komi and now Odessa message at the brain. Someone can see also Richardo. Tottenham is just a pragmatic team under Thomas Frank. When they have to unleash the brake and play front foot football, they're actually useless. Mark my words, Manchester United is going to win hands down. And also they are Leslie Anderson said, I said, child, bet with your hair, please. Oh, 2,000. They bet them a die. Why? And Tina, I'm a person pushing me and I'm a idea. In fact, Douglas also a child. I say, hey, Richard, you are allowing Fifi to push you to talk again. Pushing me, baby, the old game Namakai. I only say, yes, I agree. Tottenham. Last season, for instance, the DM said, but this season, looking at Nehemiah Koso Manchester United from a full neighbor, winning the manager of the month of October and the player of October, no, and no morale boost at the mind. And I think that story will change. That's a narrative, no. I'm a Bibiano. I come so pushing me. I'm a menyashi, and so I will hot. Richard Bampo, say Fifi, I disagree with you on that statement. Statement being ka ubiem kakra de mami bia nanka me hu asem kra o pese o ka e de afa ho eno bracha twene bo good morning. I also show no from US Virginia. Good morning, pa. on the family na yen chamo ene anope Douglas usu e chan okay me di kan message baako at the amount Abigail from Poma also from Spain Barcelona and Abigail and so I didn't message a few of the Abraham Poku Amako Prince I say Kudus who play good football today any problem say Kudus no Todian for play and to Boguda and so Mbuama on is good Amobia etimi ashe okay enyina no so na Besman ko usu Empire land so no and so baton na on fire the next 30 minutes I'm an insam na yenya kwan Emrefi Ayala good morning.
Good morning.
What to say?
Oh, Nyamia do be very fine.
Nyamia say. Into the next 30 minutes.
I don't think so. Because English speaking country ain't in America same way. And I say you free Ghana and we watch more of the English Premier League. Premier League near popular because mono a Brofona Moka. Seoko, Angola, Mone, Capo Verde Moa. They also love the Spanish, the Portuguese league, any other. Rich, I don't think that is affecting me in making some statement. There is no league in the world ni production as solid as the English Premier League. No.
The branding, the talkability around the league,
the content we create around league, league bien we are production around the league, as solid as the English Premier League. Now, there is an example. Rich, why do you think, say, going into this weekend, Premier League will produce the Premier League table and they will tell you, say, weekend way, answer the international break, is going to be exciting because look at the Premier League table. Never teams now or more ball according to where they are standing now. Rich picture we are picture kekeo. They are drawing attention to a lot of things. Yes, starting season way. So go be catch or say about 10 games we are. Sunderland will be fourth and Kabaka so in the Bakone service about them. But Rich, they are fourth. What it means is that Sunderland had a fourth because they seem to have a fairy tale story, and they are upsetting or more upsetting us. Now the Premier League is telling you, say, this weekend before you go international break, it seems obvious Arsenal is running away with the league, but they are meeting or more upsetting us in the power this weekend. So maybe you are not expecting to be here. So they draw you your first attention. Say Arsenal is playing Sunderland. Omadani Omo giant killers this season, and that is the reason why Omoda fought. Who we are? No America so there is a fixture between the second place team and the third place team into number 2, number 3 in Manchester City and in Liverpool and the Messiani. Into watch out for that. Rich. Oh yeah, there is a fixture between number 6 and number 8 in Spurs against Manchester United. Then there's a fixture between number 9 and number 10 in Crystal Palace against Brighton and Hove Albion. There's a fixture between number 12 and number 13, number 14, number 15, number 17, number 18. And see, they look at the table, they look at the fixtures and say, look, we can create interesting production around fixtures, whether a coincidence or not coincidence. You say, you heard maybe a class in the fixtures now. I think we can do the fixtures with the league table. That is how you have people thinking. around production. And me who said away bare 3-4 days ago, and I'm saying, wow, this is so creative from the English Premier League. Now, Rich, let's get into the games proper. Okay, then come back and say I'm going to call last. Rich, Premier League, you know, make come without evidence, but one day Obama me evidence, you know, magic evidence, lady. Premier League, you know, I believe there's a part of it. Oma Tracy.
Only more the same Adrian.
Because, Rich, so we a storyteller on Premier League in a wow easy. Mamen Carlson Mincho. Argentina this weekend and Sunday international break. The first game in the Premier League is between Tottenham and Manchester United. And this is the story. Rich, the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, no, almost see as an Omuji Europa League, no. But Omuji Europa League, no, Rich, say who ram into the stadium? One of the first things you see, a design at the entrance are Omacho UEFA Europa League winners 2025. Now Tottenham won it for Manchester United. And tiene, when you bass in the Siwa, almost season of stadium, they've come to the stadium previously. Time you see any Omaba matches, but Rich, this time around, when you see Peno Mube on Pejo Mutia, they will see Tottenham telling them, say, yet to me the sad design we have, and we got it from you. That is the first story. Rich, but when you they will feel confident in themselves because for the first time in a long time, Rich, when you are about 4 games, and we need 3, about draw 1, and they are going into this game with Premier League, you know, coach of the month, player of the month, and more form. And they think a normal status a tenny at their mom. Now, Rich, Eban is saying that just when Manchester United seems to have picked form, next fixture is against him. They've not beaten in the last 4 matches of Wabo. So it is as if say the Premier League is telling Manchester United, say, okay, you started picking up. Say, I no crap say, mu improve ya. Then go and beat one of the teams. I'm sure matchapa. No one can just go for ampa. You are getting onto Mulane. The Premier League, any the fixtures, you know, any the stories, you know, is something else. Now, to give more depth to the discussion of Tottenham's dominance over Manchester United, no, Rich, my last 4 games in Omasham, and the story is since October 2022.
The best I had draw.
Munchel Tottenham. October 2022. We are in November 2025. Man U and Tottenham. And that is the game. And then is similar. So say I no question my improve. Okay, team we must show match pa. Some team break his agency say Kim and Kofoga on pa. You can say a team no a bampa. Rich, in this game, there is one thing. Sankawo kawanu tumwa and Kebian Kebeye Dumama. Unim say Tottenham was fair under Thomas Frank. Obayan go for heli Abaye Tottenham ye Tottenham team no I Tare or Musa Ding. He's doing very, very well. Rich, he does much better in away games than home. Okay. Under Thomas Frank, Tottenham ain't said that Nhyira or Tottenham was Stadium, but we away solid. And Even in the run up to this game, journalist Kobusa Thomas Frank said, as a fear no you're convincing, super performance. And Rich, I know why. The last message you read was talking about Thomas Frank and the pragmatism. But Rich, Saubo fear on. Now, or supporters for stadium, you can't be too pragmatic. You need to own the game. Play ball, ever so supporters nanny, and you take a lot of the initiatives. Even when line up Ukraino, as so there's a una of you want to dominate the game, you want to take it to the opponent, you want to score. But so aware when the supporters react to the expectations and they say, oh, we are away game. A could be about saving you win the or winning my pay. And that is what pragmatism defines. And on Nama, me want them to crabby say, man, you hear the new my year. Tottenham was home record name yet. Number 2. The person who did the last message by so Kudus Bedia Groneno. Sorry to disappoint him. Kudus or knock. In the game where he's not expected to play. That is the reason why on the wings, so share in Share TV, our YouTuber, Johnson, any Odobet, our wings ho. Say that be able to push Xavi Simons into the number 10 row no, behind Colomwani. Then and fifth Paulinia Bentanke. Then Omecho back for the Omuni problem with Odogi Poro, Romero Van de Veen, with Vicario Edapomu, and there is a Manchester United team. Let me be someone who say, Rich, Thomas Frank, we've seen him play 3-back before, especially at Brentford. Opa Tottenham, there are games during pre-season. Now all try say obet me about a 3-backer. Rich, meet Manchester United about 3-back now. I'm sure Thomas Frank will surprise all of us and go the same way. Because Sawankosa, not only Kudusa, with the way Manchester United Ebon, I'm sure they will come and dominate him at home. With the numbers in the middle. One share pay. So be what 3-back. Not over 2 wing backs in a square shape. I want in Finfinwa. Which, if you don't take care, that person will dominate you. In the middle of the park, formation here or yes, you have wide players behind your 3-backer. They can run behind or moving backs no Adobe and Johnson. But in the middle of the park, air control possession Bibiano. And she and Manchester United attacking over Satim Noti. I don't know if Thomas Frank a pragmatism by Juma now are changing in Sano from their usual 4-back now. Or born to match Manchester United any more 4-back in the year. Rich. I have some more. I think this season, Man U want to break a lot of genes. Now, the amount of film is what I mean to me and predicting Mamu. Hey, you were silent. Timothy ina me production no me come tim so mo bia nko push rich man en kasa na fe o ma start that out o da
about game we lose
na afi fru anu aba o ye be show mo
the best I thought you between is on the draw game.
But you've jinxed it. That is it. Sana game ni bako but what jinx ya there no.
Okay.
But I think I agree with you. This is not a game I'm expecting Manchester United to lose. A Joe Munsam Diane Nancy Tottenham Nana or former or the ACC Manchester United, but I'm not expecting Man U to lose. Rich. The way FCC Brashe Arsenal air away to the Stadium of Light against Sunderland. And Gasadan can say you. But I think there is a small level of fear in my Arsenal. Premier League in one. Rich. Se team be a you know who say oh yeah giant slayers Now see the part of fairy tale. Rich a tie last kakra. And say no crazy Sunderland and the Kutas are tight this season in the Premier League until they do it against the best. Rich Ebimpa go for any Nkoso. So they must end it with Arsenal. Arsenal should be careful. They should be very, very careful about this game.
Especially Arsenal and concede goals.
That is good. That is very, very good for them. There is another story to this game. Rich, Sunderland now winning in Ano. Ejina 1 man so if you
Granit Xhaka.
And this video I'm showing you, Sunderland for Nangasane posting you. Almost say the man who take us to war. Wow. What do you think they are doing? They are telling Granit Xhaka, say, look, you are familiar with Arsenal. You have a link with them. My born in Yena ko ishia passport so Monday no go say wuunti Arsenal winning streak na abebe ye wu Granit Xhaka and you are a former player to them. Enti me enna ma misro kakra. On paper Arsenal should beat Sunderland. Omo ha adwen but Arsenal looks solid. So on paper they should be able to beat them. Rich, you ever how was how no money ebesiako. Now, before I gave the best starting now, the love story between Xhaka and Mikel Arteta has been put on quotes. Xhaka say in 2019, when Mikel came, he changed me completely as a human being on the pitch, outside the pitch. Then Mikel Arteta exchanged that gesture and said, I love every minute that we spent together. He made me a better coach. He helped us to develop as a football team and as a club, and I will be eternally grateful to Abantia, your friend Granit Xhaka. Rich, Arsenal should win, but Mr. Moa, we should watch out for that level of risk now Arsenal must take to win our game way, and it depends on Abantia, your friend Granit Xhaka. And I start your new record. You're going to give now 15 minutes. Now, adrenaline, no, I could do work, no, a film. Then it takes the story out of the game. And yes, idea, you need to tell in watching that game. So I was at Chelsea Wolves.
And we didn't send your match. And he's a cry.
And now they come back there, Chelsea, didn't know. A man after games be say, raise eyebrows. Emma Pandit.
What was doing now? And your crowd.
And you good.
And your crowd. And
Rich. Chelsea are coming back to playing on best players for this game because this is a Premier League game. Yes, I will be a co-international break, so there's no excuse to say Mema will be at home. No. If Chelsea are coming back with a senior team, especially with the backdrop say Omu disappointing in the game against Karabakh, no more bebo fear. They need to just say sorry for the Ekoye Amu in the Champions League. Now, Monfanko international break, Chelsea should be able to win. Remember who was for no? They have some decent players, Arias, Larsen, decent. But Omu Kreti chance in the part, they are not able to score. And Omu leaky a lot of goals. That thing said, I also tell you, now Omu getting this job done off their way. Now Omu etimi echo
because a team Omu defend ye and Omu go share. Team I want to defend ye now Omu go share there. How do you win a game?
Tell us what down now so that you'll be able to beat them. Rich, now to the big game. The conversation Nini na Koye Pep. Ama no pay crano. Club has sending a video message or recording who in a video. I was sending a message to Pep. Rich. The Biameka say the football argument of greatest. There are a lot of people are Omaka say we have to be careful. Enka ni papa mua break it down into generations. Ebwa. Enti Messi is the greatest of his generation. Emma Tetefone Mekancho say, hey,
Oshe Maradona.
You get it.
Oshe Pele.
Oshe
Where get more than Baba has an example. This is here.
It seems Obia was strong argument for the generation. Rich, enti on this Pep way, no, I want to go that way. Rich, for the coaches now about around the generation, he is. His numbers, his impact. Rich, yes.
From Barcelona to Bayern to City,
the trophies, the style, the link of his presence to the national teams. Then the greatest impact, into players under him, coaches attachment under him, and the almost so now to the game. Me, I think that is okay. Until we reach by the time I say ready, we mean let a lot of people line up and say, I am into this radio business because Rich Netete me. He gave me opportunity. Because saying BB. Those are the kind of things about Pep greatness, Edimuno.
I was in company of Bayern.
Arteta, Enzo Maresca, Xabi Alonso, Eric Ten Hag. I can mention them. Xavi. Ubo no one Nasia, you learn. Uko attachment on what you learn. And he gives you everything learning. Even if your coaches are omunkoye attachment and omumba under him, but they say we study him. Yes, yeah, no, he changed my idea about football. And Pep has changed a lot of things. Rich. 42 games for the Barca B, 247 games for Barca A, 161 games for Bayern, then 550 and counting for Club FM Manchester City. Now look at this. Ochino won 1,000 game, and to me, so I won 999. Rich, how can you play 999 games and win 715 out of those games? That is the reason why on one guy say, Ojiri say, Sanka or Sababiuma, on to your numbers. Because I am unreal. And he has 40 trophies to show for that.
And so one something I'm a kind of wins, recently in the performance at Man City. I own enough. To a lose to be one draw. We are talking about wins. That's about Premier League from the name.
I know you streak. No, I hit 100 points in this.
You starting game now, no, it's a special. Yes, starting now.
Now, Rich, for those who says, oh, the argument about his generation, what are some of the big names I don't remember for debate? Jose. Sir Alex Ferguson. You see, one thing that affects Ancelotti and say, yes, at the highest level, hugely successful. But Ancelotti to me coach to me say Everton. On to me back from. Like right now he's coaching Brazil as nothing. And Emma on to me reki in numbers said Pep top level coaching in Kwa. Rich, when you bring Jose, when you bring Sir Alex Ferguson, we are talking about coaches within the generation now. Also, to me, more 1,000 and over matches. No, Rich. Fergie had 632 wins. Jose was 638. Pep 715. These are some of the things I am going for a deep Pep Guardiola and a dance here. Now, Rich, he says Klopp has been the greatest rival. Mati said, Zandoni Joseph for the sea, and you're the crack. Now, Pep, and Joseph, and you're the crack. It is not Jose Moreno, it was the Horn Club. Rich, what him say, as the proponent of the Spanish game, maybe if you hear, there was a period, Rich, Liverpool Man City became the biggest club game. Need there match, no tension, the quality of the football. Rich, it was unreal. Now for a 2-air classic, Rich, at that level, now nothing. So no musia. And I agree 100% with Pep. Say the greatest rival at a club time, that is Man City, Liverpool, those days. Rich, in moving on, when him say the best time to bring this when you want to do Liverpool, Manchester City, because I think say Arsenal there or so when they compare last season, but Rich, sir, after 10 games from last season to this season, I think their buying power situation they're buying Liverpool, Man City there. Last season, Rich, after 10 games, now Liverpool were 25 points, Man City were 23. This season, after 10 games, Man City won 19 points, Liverpool were 18. So the points gap between Omumienu at the same level last season was 2 advantage Liverpool. Now it is 1 advantage Manchester City. And so last season, Liverpool were league no or share Manchester City home and away, meaning 2-0. And or share. It's Rich. Say I no crescent Pep shete no. Now I say last season at this time, now Liverpool ya dey team into no share me. This time me so me ya dey team no. I want say me team one. This is the game. I share home and away and a slot. I share Pep home and away last season. 2-0 home, 2-0 away. Until this season, it's your musi. Rich. Liverpool jana eso na edum. Eso na edum. Man City enya some streak bi, but still not too convincing. Game we move the papa.
Okay.
Move the pa.
O prediction na La Liga na kakra bi na Emrevi.
Na who say go for predict to say Slot will repeat lineup now the ball Real Madrid. Rich. Second make a technical team no one. I will tell him to change one thing. And my name Mark Florian in both game with. Like send or starting on for body gap on Gina or Beshe City. So Okoni say it will force City to come into the game. The City when who or the ever ha team a friend in Liverpool. What Ore Pep said. The form of Phil Foden in that number 10 role, especially when Minu Nadia to say Liverpool were problem with defensive midfield now. And Bernardo Silva and Phil Foden, Ekabom as double number 10 around Gavin Becher. They will be looking for spaces. But Rich, the amount Mimi Gini said Liverpool your favorite in this game, and he said, what it takes to stretch City. I dare see team pay. A team I want 2 win forwards. Only direct. No money more ball. City pem. And he said, and a slot. Or surely we are last season no say City. He should just put Godigapo here. With him and Salah holding Salah City lateral space on Rich, they will always be favorites to beat Tima, your friend Manchester City. Let's avoid who will win and let's go for over 2.5.
Goals beba.
Yes, the goals will come in this game. Senior Mimi Eti Ehuno no. This is the league table after week 10. Yeah, when you say before Ebeba Monday na after Ebeka say oh we are zooming into international break, you know. We will see what changes. And Ebeba send nobody fixtures no a good table no so no. We will see how Enyoma are affected. Now let's rush into the other ones, no. Now yeah for Master Mombrele. Quick one in the Spanish La Liga. We are warning to Momoko better. Rich, you look at the Spanish La Liga table. Now we fixtures now Ebana. Now only to talk classic La Liga games are involving same fixtures now. Me will warn you then. Probably that is why people watch our show. To give them what area or more observe here. So that they said it on their show. And see, warning and Sunday Babisi. Rich, what is the warning? Atletico Madrid, Elbon Levante, Ewofi. In the last 5 games, Atletico Madrid Abon. Already Diego Simeone has done very, very well. Apart from the Arsenal game in the 5 games, you know, what it means is that gradually, Rich, players will bring now to an Asafin on your formula. Atletico will not lose at Wanda Metropolitano against Levante. Take that one. The Rich, Real Madrid Elko Rayo. TNA. The last 2 times Real Madrid Elko Rayo. The last 2 times they've not been able to beat them. And you have to be careful. Especially when the best DM for Real Madrid this season in Chomani as April. And last season, Real Madrid team need balance or money balance. Rich this season, Chomani Abobo Papa. He's off. So Real Madrid will be bringing Trent at right back. Try and push Valverde Money Kamavinga into midfield. Me say, Eduma Chomani Yema Real Madrid this season, you know. Omubetinya. And Rich, me prediction and I say, Rayo also is in a very, very good form. The last game Omuko all the way and beat Zagreb Europe. We should be careful. Look, Rayo against Real Madrid. Goals. The same thing applies to Celta Vigo and the Barcelona game. Rich, see a bobo about the others. It has always been difficult. And again, Barca also in the last 2 games of our mention. But it is always a high scoring game. 4-3, 3-3, 2-2. And see, if Barca and Pobe win here, it's going to be sad games sleeping on. 4-3, 3-2. Nisano man. So, Mr. Barca is not in very, very good form. And Celta Vigo are in a very, very good form. And see, games we konano. Na wakonisa amame. Udioko goals. Na etuwa jinimu. Na epe baby edda. Rich maintenance, you know. Before I bring my quotes, no. French league, you know, I did. And so we fixtures now. I think the only ones I can mention, and it's Marseille will have a double chance against Brest. I am counting on Monaco to also have a double chance against Lens. Then the Lyon and the Paris Saint-Germain game, no, I will go for goals. I was hard game. It will be the same thing. And I'm here in the German Bundesliga. And so Leverkusen double chance against Edenham. Team I found in Leipzig, their part this season. I will go for their first half double chance against Hoffenheim. Then probably Bayern will see off Union Berlin. Just a win. And goes baby. Just go for Bayern win against Team FN Union Berlin. Then you can add the rest now. So before we come to super class, you know, me will quotes be Edema or 80. Again, Mr. Tie mincheche mu of the course ni ye. Enre I posted 2 quotes, which is a weekend combo into weekend games, you know, any ochina de ni na combo long bet kakra 2 course ni enie BW 1F CB 3A 0A and BW 1F CC2 136. Sa 2 course way a weekend combo. But for any games in Kwano, a BW 1FE 4A 30C and a BW 1FE 58 4CD. Then the last one a BW 1FE 65 CDA. And the first two no a weekend combo, long one and a trainer a walk down no and so a for any games no and kwa oko also bempire ewo X on sa ebeka course no ewo ho oko Ayala Sports ewo Facebook and I said Bismarck also bempa hyphen Ayala so ewo Facebook obekona course no nyina ewo ho kama na yetimi e di akosi kefiem this weekend na ya pesca no so ebi edint rich
edamase yemrai na yemfa fisam no entos ye oniema mienu a ye dwene ho fie. First one the 13th African Games e course so awo Nkran na dwumadie sameka yetiefo biema e course so no that was in 2013 and dwumadie e course so awo aye Nkran na yewie dwumadie no 2023 mo fantame 2023 and dwumadie no course so awo aye Nkran games ni de yewie ama abansesa aba na enemu na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say oba ye no looking at the figures infrastructure na nkasa a hostage dwumadie no feeding accreditation in fact the expenditure of games in a course so awon kan no yenye a forensic audit into it na yenhwe se bibia no ekoyie ana now social figures ni bia according to Mpenifo after your ball games in we no almost say Ghana yedisika $245 million and yede aye dwumadie no where's infrastructure contracts how do I dem ye analysts ana officials on be di dwumadie nim in fact obia ono so ebedi dwumadie ewo dwumadie na no so okeka bibia bo masika edi ana spend ye no aye $245 million na Oshe infrastructure, for instance, the University of Ghana Stadium na one of the infrastructure the hostage Medino, according to Mpenifo, almost the 34 million. And the UG Stadium, no, that is the completion. After the Botema Sports Complex, and also no, according to Mpenifo, no, almost say almost spend $145 million. And Botema Sports Air Complex, no. Ave the game village. Baby ana omom di dwumadie no ebi edano na omode akodi dwumadie no eno so no yes spend $16 million. $16 million. And yede game village no. Afe eba no accreditation. So obi enya to me and answer accessibility to dwumadie no enso aseno and also almost spend $4.5 million for accreditation and after feeding say omo mu di dwumadie no ade amayen omo di diem ni bibia so no eno so ebo Ghana ka $15 million for a feeding o share the period ye di games no na figures iba abonten me kai pass ya bo dwumadie ni wie no ye kra no ye be cheche adu say na Ghana ye tu esabi ye kobro ni krom ene akobo besi aba na yenso de abaye niema amanfo tikrom ha sabi ye nyansu pa nom ya kwanye ye pressing issues bebre a ye pesika kra de aya ye nya bi na ye games kakra ye ne sisika nko a ye de ewura into feeding no eye $15 million dollars de ewe de adabraka emse buom dodo enti excellence John Doma ni ma aba ba no na o say wa order the auditor general say yenye a forensic audit yenhwehwem from awards of contracts, procurement and infrastructure na yenhwe na afi yenhu say ampa Ghana for yesika na ediko adwumadim sebi obi amfa kana chichibi enso amfa sika no enso ebi asabi bae enipa dodo na na achechomadwe enso abese dia no tum kakra yewi ana afi at the big game ebekoso wo dia transfers nyamnya do mo chena 4 p.m. House of Folk commence sana ko game ni abo or tactical board no ne bi lines no at the amamo this time in Sasha say a free Bismarck Owusubempa Ayala yebo no pa ne family kotokone house game no ana so utie figures ya makikanya when you say me buy I mean you've utie commentaries among for running on ACK yes spending all African games now obiya na wow in Ghana you sika say and so share expenditure is here aduane nkodi accreditation any accreditation the nkwane ye di gold na ya na ensam no aye bebre president say yenkohwehwem minim dia wo kan fa ona afei fifi makaka na yeni kotokone has nkomponi ye
Rich. My first comment on this issue ASA, and I want you to put on record. Rich, uko bebia uwiasia. Adia your friend Ketas she any prayer dear bro from your friend corruption. Ye measure through public perception.
The nipa do no adwene ye wo.
Aha. Sane dey measure corruption. The difference between Ketas sharing prayer level say what Ghana. Any Ketas share any prayer level say what say Netherlands, ana Angola, ana Kenya. Ye measure no say udru kro ni mu a. Na oni umanfo di nkoma a. Nsema omo be ka kire wo efa Ketas ne prayer e wo kro ni mu hono. Ene ne de measure. Corruption everywhere in the world is measured by perception index. Now, Rich, society dia. And in the context of Nkomoya Yedi, you know, Rich, we have a big problem with democracy now.
Yeah, practice.
Yeah, practice of Ghana, no, in connection with corruption.
Okay.
I didn't make us. Rich. African games, you know, and then a course go. A course, I think in 2023.
Yeah.
Rich. African games in a course, you know. For those who don't know, $245 million now. Walking once I'm say, and no minister say, ye can't ye African games in a boma. A sika, ye dear African games, you know. Rich, says it. It was approved by Parliament out of Busia Bia. Ye de Ghana ye good year. ekoya wo waje eno mu te se sika no mu bi se yenye nefa ko organize African Games no tie ni ye o
tie de japade ekusi awa ene de ko je
ene je bosia okay ene ye yi mu bi ma yen se oh musi ye pesca de ko organize African Games ene sika no ye kwa akwaje no munyi mu $245 million na mu fa ko organize African Games no now rich se parliament a representative house of yenina $245 million yedi mimi nu mienu din eni agudie akogina age edema a certain people say munje na munfonko spend it on a certain event. Which are we saying say the only time yen tima mufono ebenya reshemu say sasika na yede man kofo bi no omobu wa konta bu ni yie na se obi anya ne nyoma yi a yetimi de na kogina mra kwan no aye say after 2 years when government assessa na president fofo bi beba na obaka say ade we dey NI before the report bi abreme and report na me sakan no ehia hihemu feda. Is that the democracy we are practicing in this country? So then your democracy structure checks and balances no way rich since our same way by Mati a lot of media houses including multimedia platforms are yetimi ko as far back as okay honorable Kobiwayomi during that time no on a parliamentary select committee of sports no dano all making allegations of enyoma ojiri say anko ye with the organization of the African Games and mention figures with I am say the way anko foi sikombo bodi die ojiri say no maybe anko ye na rich me problem nie if as at that time the parliamentary select committee chairman on sports and certain youth ebeke say sikaya parliament ejitu mudi ma yen ministry no with which a meme parliamentary select committee chairman wo hono as an NDC person metina chira no me hwede wi ankofo no akọ spending sika na metinu mu ntreme rich and it ended with media commentary and interviews. Are we saying say on my way muno rich say enye president bi and an order for forensic accountability
and
can you de enkomo and they say they say yes say dream bi wo but you need evidence inti but enti I say you de enkomo sa na kapum
na ayala multimedia way oye sure say multimedia be man wo ayala sika say fa kwedi dwuma bi na wi am ebu akunta na ukokwa
na beda ne nkomodie ya fa ne se fia yi na ya apugu budget bi ama sports for say sports mo fa nko outdoor ye ko ba ye no ase inkufo si ye na we
figures aye bubo ani am for kura nwenwi me ayala onum de ma me yem hye enyo all African Games ni ebo wie ya na volunteers yi at a point I was going to
go there.
Oh God.
I was going to go there. Any volunteers in Kwa hoteliers. I want to marry rich. And see the first point I'm best me and say me kasiso and say Obia won't hear me voice bia. I say ya rich ya tia si dientia. Keta asane proye. Ebekosua akona nimo Ghana anytime you be research on us because for ye intimate for ye ni say the structure of your democracy no etimi take care of corrupt practices on its own. The structure of the democracy deals with this issue. It take an extra political will and commitment from a president And some it may institutionalizing an investigation into BBTCSA. And what we see about here, the Ghana for you can say, okay, and she said, yeah, and she will be to say Mahama or a president. What it meant is that Ede Diano, a warrior team said, African games, he did. The Guinea said, no, maybe I'm Kosi, but I can know. And Rich, that is the basis of your corruption perception. That is the basis. Because even when a man for an asset for a suspect say, and no maybe in Churchill, Rich, the institutions within our government system doesn't deal with it and it leaves it like that. You're extra political will. Now, Rich, break down. Name for an African games near already now Oko University of Ghana. Rich on the time of university, I could be 15 years in here. Even time and I'm the University of Ghana Stadium was there. And Omo Munim Mibia Ebedima dance here. This is radio. Me can throw that. The last Wow games are a boy during your time. Legon around 2007, 2008, 2009, more 2010. Go back to 2005. Look, Palawanzi money, Isaac Kofi money. And the University of Ghana Stadium won the ball Wow games. I won the ball now. And to me, Rich, University of Ghana. Before latest Nancy and Kofoko Akusha games, I had watched games at the University of Ghana Stadium as far back as 15, 16 years ago. Now, Rich, South facility now. The former minister for youth and sports say we had to spend
Mustafa Yusuf.
We had to spend 34 million. $34 million from Obia Otiemibia, the Lagos Stadium you knew then, to the one you know today. The difference is $34 million. This is what the minister told us. I am not making any conclusion. But now when stadium na American wasam na enei uhu stadium na American wasam na, the difference is 34 million. Now, Rich. So there were some hostels around the University of Ghana Stadium. Now, I see a games village. The hostels were there.
The innovation. Now,
hostels, almost we have to add some modernization into who's a normal hostel. You need water heaters and it's no. Rich, sir, modernization touches the kind. Minister Yusuf say, and no cost Ghana $16 million. Me, I'm only reminding people what we are investigating. Rich, Bottom facility na owning now. Minister say we spent $145 million any this year. And the infrastructure and no mommy say about Games Village, UG completion, any bottom no. Yes, spending 195. Rich, who we are? Minister say operational costs. Oh, you better way, you better ha, you better fuck away, you better petrol, you better say. And you yeah. And the operations around the games, no, it cost almost 48 million. And no one about from one, Ubenya feeding 15 million, accreditation 4 million. Now, Rich, in conclusion, maybe now Ujinano.
Volunteers in the hotel.
About the saying, Rich, upon all this sika, na echichi soon, a raising eyebrows, na emayam sisieni nyina achi no. Volunteers etietia. Hospitality industry, 40 hotels, 40. And so bad on Tebeka African Games na ya bawie no. Omo de eka because apart from athletes and officials omo go that Games Village no. There were some hotels so a high delegation for you do better. Rich, and what you know? What is it? Your instructive investigation way, and a revelation ever say, oh, that's African games in the bar. Country beyond the contingent of the banner. They are supposed to pay for their own feeding. Per delegation biano, they are supposed to pay every day bia this amount of dollars to the hosting say munjina mun kamo na mfa no adwane maye. So emudu say the tia emudu say the ntia and sansi kana e buy na sa amba no. How do we do the plus and minuses from the 15 million? People are raising issues say some media accreditation na e cost you $4 million no. What does it entail? Rich unim. Yeah, dear. Enya ye ni ebebu obi aten.
President say nko wi mu.
Enya ye ni ebeka say obi diska na so obi niska. But my biggest challenge and I say if he hadn't taken President His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, we Ghanaians are we supposed to accept say your democracy and in a structure na wo no. Your parliament any auditors general, anyone why, shraj, all the institutions are here put it together to ensure checks and balances in public spending. No, none could have dealt with this issue. I'm a Ghana Nibia now Jumu fine kase. Oh, adia wedi the woman here who and we've gotten to the bottom of it. It had to take a president's instruction. A will, a political will from one person within the structure. And Sana, yet made to Sana Monway, I'm a Ghana for narration. Say now the right things are being done there. The rich, we are in a very, very big problematic country, and it's our fight against corruption. No? Rich, we are nowhere close to it. We are nowhere close to it.
Any league no come na week 9 year room and started with Nations FC and Ho United. Na my hands over too much ni no abodro ko bejima ko bodro atenefi or against Ohoi and so as abodro 1-1. Okay, we dey ni ebedu come of course and your 2 matches ehwe vision abetenefi no ma twen 11 wonders na aduana inform aduana so atenefi atwen another inform team in the Ghana Premier League Mediama anti aduana Mediama bebo Nanya Miadma Ochinano, the super class, you know, at 4 p.m. Ebra House of Folk and Kumasia Santi Kotoko. Edna Airbossa game referee Reginald Collins Amwa on and penny for you know. Say Uncodisa game Lions better if you know my train Chelsea, Basek Holy Stars, any Gold Stars Babo, Carolina Dreams Airbo, Summertex, any All Blacks, na Young Apostles, any Bechem United, and no and a year. League matches and I said this week games are ever so week 9 no and na yabo so at the amamana hand off the big game the super clash at the Accra Sports Stadium no coach Didi Dramani ono na coach adema a House of Folk I say opese game no or control.
I think that we are able to control games even when the opponent is in the best moment we control, and so we have to enhance on this. We have had a lot of learnings from every game, and we have had a lot of challenges in every game that we pay attention to. We have had every moment of our strengths that we want to continuously consolidate, and so these are things that we keep to ourselves, and we don't take light to these things, and so these are areas that we continuously want to control.
I will try say that identity will be a limit Didi Dramani no you be saying our go permanent so say House of Folk and a dominated play our the Accra Sports no we know and also a lot of respect at the Kotoko team and Karim Zito.
The key aspect is that we need to keep our identity more prevalent. We need to keep our direction, and then we need to be very modest and very humble in our environment and keep doing our very, very best, bringing the effort, bringing the energy, bringing the team performance and bringing the intensity that is our identity, and also resetting our mentality.
Kotoko have great attacking quality. How are you approaching this game tactically?
Of course, we respect what they have, but I think that we have what it takes to be able to deal with any side in the league, and so this is just one of them. We always acknowledge, just as we acknowledge what they are, they surely will also acknowledge. We acknowledge the club itself, that is one of the biggest club in Ghana. So you never expect, and they have one of the best quality of players, but we have the quality to deal to contend with them, and then we will do everything humanly possible to get the best out of the game, and so we respect what they have.
Okay. Eti eno ko didi drama in the hand of one Kotoko game at Cheneba so our the Accra Source no, and now this sound come on at the two at a point Nani Pana or interview Nubisan said now coach Kotoko anyway and said this is a hot shepa no, so yes or you too so Kotoko any more shepa no so what it takes or players are also a GD say on bet me at deal with the situation Yami Adama Ochina our the Accra Sports Stadium the opposite number Karim Zito. And also ahead of the game no also saying now OC Apuchi a game no.
As a folk in Kotoko, everybody knows how the game is. It is one of the best and one of the most difficult game of between the two. So everybody wants to win, just as we are going there with the mindset of winning. So it's like you plan against the best side of your opponent and then capitalize on the weaker side. So this is what we are doing in short to meet as a folk.
Okay. And any coach I first comes to so dia no. I say I'm one of more yen no a baby of future has a week no. They will capitalize on that. Na omodi ashe has baby almost a week no better and say on baby be at their fans no much because Kotoko has the baby on Beshia Bia is a big game. It's a friendly game or whatever. A big game. And you know, on it, the man to normal bobo moa or more at the Ecobo a year game. No, yeah, but the game come about. And I'm saying, yeah, shall say with identity on a song. Game no man who's a man for raising issues with the time. Okay.
During the intro, no. Now you sounded disappointed. In Nations FC.
Oh, okay.
And now Busa said, the Nations.
Mayanga, 2 matches Nina or draw. Are they?
And I'm Kushebi. And me were videos we were a platform as well. From the VIP hono. A chinie kakrane in Tokwan kitten. Supporters, the supporters, we must see them pamo in a way, Mentias. Oh, share or in share TV and who say a custom. Rich. Me summary of nations problem no. And they say, Sena wash nations da. They are not among my yard there in 2 seasons and no more Premier League no. Where some quality players be not a woman team. Na few more Prince Aquamo. Barima Bamo, Karimia is your class of Fuki. They were very, very good players.
As Simpson
is still there. Okay. Now, as a team, no, the balance of say omu a creative chances. Any say omu a different day. Now, a very good. But Rich, and nations born I'm kosher here. I think say I was so omunyamre edema coach from Paul Manson to build nations beam because you could clearly see say after losing our players and Mabubudi any others no as a affair no more build the beam and with omore building no more still now no misses some creativity be ewo omo team ni especially omo midfield ho entunim ama aye easy ama class to just go and defend low block because who say obi defenders ana you need to unlock you know every players na omo creative ni ho to be one number 10 for me no be obi defend no one pass bi na biem ha the omuni bi sisi omu team nim nti easy for teams to defend against them na omo biem 2 strikers in Anoni Chawate omo mienu no omo bo top no so no they want to attack you from the wings nti asebo no e won chen and omo ni creativity won fifi which makes it easy to play against them. In different performance, we need time to build.
Infa need the super class, no, and come on the brand Eddie can call. Infant to one from where game straight now. Plenty for them. Kotoko has book.
Kotoko has.
And I has Kotoko.
Has Kotoko.
Yeah.
Was has in the book.
Has in the book. Yeah.
I mean, as I met my baby on the cardboard. Rich. A gamer, it will take small details for one to win. And yes, sir, it can easily end in a draw. It will take baby moment of magic for one of the teams to win. And yes, sir, my prediction of this game will be a drawn game. And I will tell you why I am saying that. Okay, that's good. Rich, I have watched Kotoko and I have watched Haspa this season. And I think say Usha 2 teams now. Even with what Didi Dramani is saying, you will understand why omu emeki in semna omu ekan. Which I didn't na make us. Oh, I don't know about. But I'm here piece na munyi when you fear the name mami why. I don't know if it's not working. Rich. Has about more games at Kotoko in the league. And Emma, the process of house building, I couldn't even catch in Kotoko. But Kotoko lack of games from above league is because they were involved in other competitions, which were tougher than the Premier League games. And Ama 2 teams they are still yet to find their feet any formula. But which they must adjust quickly to this game. Whether they like it or not. They must quickly adjust to that game way. We say no. What you have to do and say bossa numbers way. No. Dabi. Rich, let me go and do it and come back.
Okay. Ya to so dia mama 104.5 yedi the house Kotoko gamer eba so nyame ya adoma eye ochina no na according to Penny form say popular star no person ko game ni bia omo de 30 cedis center line 60 na lower VIP no mbeji 200 cedis upper no ebeje 350 na the main VVIP no onso no mo charge 500 cedis enti eno eye ticket no on some and yedi amamo no second moment I say good morning Richard, permit me to commend the Greater Accra Regional Chapters Committee together with the leadership of the NCC for their hard work. As long as the Super Clash is concerned, the promotion is huge in the capital and we expect full stadium tomorrow, urging my Phobian supporters to come to the stadium early with their white handkerchiefs. We are making it 2 over the Adakwajache SC. You beat them and beat them well. Phobia, forever. Phobia. Never say die until the bones are rotten. Second moment, Ona Odessa message, Abreme, Ewo, YouTube. Also, bet me the message number. Na ya kenkan enso atimi ediama still na no ewo has kotoko discussions no edna ye na afi mabie lines no na mo so matimi abade madwenkyere no abahwan na wugide se nyame admo tena obenya the bragging right over the nyonko ewo the Accra Sports Stadium 4 p.m. edna according to this no game no ebetimi akistart aya yenwie na abren ko.
Now that is what has do in almost 4-4-2 no more. And until I did the man say
about control
of the
game.
Control of the games. Which Obo ni goalkeeper Benjamin Asaria. Obama Nkwa Befi. Na wabo Ransford Mensah. Ochina game no. You have to say there's an issue with Afrani. So we are going to see Ali Mohammed and PK SB. Then in 51 Ahasa Karim is coming back. So he comes into in 50 with Rafael and Ponsa. Now Adi Hussein. Oh yeah. Now Sabo Paco Akon. And I say any of Rocky Jamina, one additional midfielder to has game no like this. Now we just Frank Duku, which I think Ochina Ono Benya the nod ahead of Omoma Kanina, including Wayo, because Frank Advision, Kotoko 2. Frank Advision, I think was part of Omo Eshe Kotoko, then I know Mobotofon. Then Hamza. And it's a Kodiri Domanica say, Open controller. The Amami GT said, no crown on the eka, and say, Rich, since our bar has no, he has been the coach of 4 central midfielders in his game. Debia. Now, control now can want some Rich, and you say, control a half kutabo no mukakosha unkwao. Ya tia see in modern day football say, even without the ball, you can control. How do you control the game without the ball? Rich, Saboni or opponent home pa. Not because of who shape. Opponent need to be passable, but on to me penetrate wa and create decent chances. Rich, tactically and also a control. Opponent need to tabono, but he can't hurt you. On to me cause any harm behind Emma, you are controlling the game. Now for Kotoko, Rich. I don't believe, say, Coach Karim Zitone Hamzamo will deviate from the way Omobo Kaela game. No? And I am expecting Kotoko to come into the game with Mo Kamara, Lord Amwa, Patrick Essiedu, Samba Onel will be back. But Obemese Ablo, and he will play with Henry Ansu as the 4 and 5. Then Adabo sitting deep in front of the defenders. Then the two Omujan and him, I said Kojo as the number 8, Hubert Jehu as the number 10. Then on the wings, Peter Amiduakwa, Saka Dauda, and Morphine Dosu as Kotoko main striker. Now, Rich, I would have wished from Bona Kotoko against Kaola, they say, and Kaenye Saka Dauda. But there's one thing Mate a tactical review of Saka Dauda. And notice, Kotoko without the ball, even though I went forward, the ability to come inside and answer or track it back to come and help in defending. Sadly, I want to win, you know. Coach is epen pa, the work rate, you know. And my coach is epen. Rich, I have said it before. Say, the first advantage I has to walk over Kotoko. Eye mfifi one numbers no has were 4 Kotoko 3 enti ya nje ya ochira body e behwe no we will see has having more possession, more ball kutomu mfifi wo e pass. But Rich, you twist the analysis and Kotoko and so ewo 3 attackers enti they play more direct to the attackers. Unya bona ya midfielder Kotoko wo options bebre wo wanim unya oye okuta ball no na ya midfielder wo hasa wo options no ejina wo nchen se enya Hamza any from Duku na
dash into any channel. Forward pass. Say yanko go. Unless you see say striker bako dash into channel. But with Kotoko there, Rich, the moment you get the ball, who are 3 attackers, Bakujina right, Bakujina left, Bakujina fifi. And you put down with Tiado Piano, Ubetiabo. So what I'm saying basically is say half will play more possessive football, which is control na the can. Kotoko will play more of direct football, which is quick transitions into half or Rich, the small details in here. Na me for manusi. Yes, we made a mistake. Now say no only Ali more because now Ali Epra. Ali company is back. Sign a communication never go. Blasters local contingent in to Sunday, which is Ochina Mimre. Benjamin Asaro Baba we are Sano Ako.
What did you crazy as young why not available?
Because some catch us say the local contingents on what to take it okay. And they are set to go tomorrow. And see, that is another big issue with us. So he is able to look now saying Esime errors in Swatini in Rich people don't know it is because now our goalkeeper or man instructions that is very, very important. And see, they be attack football are won inside the 2 boxes. Rich, Sabon Kokotoko box anymore. How they are able to communicate and deal with it. Sabon never has the anymore. How they are able to communicate and deal with it. One last thing. Rich, the Amibeke should be advantage Kotoko and not has. Almost say Amankwa Befi. And it Ransford Mensa. The way Omu Bobo. Omu Komanimpa. Sounds so Patrick Esiedu. And Lord Amwatie. But Kotoko will be able to take advantage of Sa wings now. Obia a lateral defender score because Kotoko mom ewo 3 forwards our more wingers in Peter Abidu Aqua any Abrantia Efere Saka Dauda. It is our turn on holiday. I'm expecting Kotoko because of more wingers, no. But the last thing and they say if Kotoko will dominate the lateral place now, House will also dominate the central ones. No?
Okay.
Because House is also 2 strikers. 2 on Kotoko, 2 center backs. No? And so on movement, yeah, they will always have a problem creating our Kotoko 4 and 5 area. Rich, it is a narrow attack against expansive attack. Kotoko has Memaka said, send them who game in the Rich, a new movement of magic beer. Any BBC mistake be in this animal. Me who say game we should end in a draw.
Okay.
But there is one thing that may encourage you to say Uncle Accra Sports Stadium and Koshe Rich Ochina game in the BFA.
Mate, me say nyame adoma Monday nearby. A big game no come on a review no ye pa. But before me be line say na so ma bemu no. Obuasi bites LIVESTREAM 9 with the start you me no. Nyame adoma 9 to the stars dey so wa wo ma bi no wo ha hu. O hwere niema se. Na afi we dey na hala. O ya nyum to phone na nyai do.
Because the last time I'm a Kobe no. Rich, I still have the memory
hey, 9 to the stars here.
Of music man. Kojenchi performance man. Rich.
This time Kojenchi.
Kojenchi Janaso ball almost 4 to 5 hours. Non-stop live band quality.
Then
Kofi Kinata. Oh my God.
Kidi ba Oforian Ponsa.
Kidi came the last time.
Kwabena.
Nti afi no mo de kwabena sa be ka ho adi Jackie aka ho.
Jackie sa aka ho.
Rich.
Ye.
Then SNC Bronya
Dana 25th. Enti Rotary Park mi nsia. Unto tikita. Makacho now to the stars me catch now.
Tickets also da form.
Se oka so ba be to ticket o gate a unya bi me dem e catch now. To ho. To ticket ne to.
Bronya na ye dey ba.
Open regular 200 cedis.
For
VIP 400.
For
to be turning tam. Na Jumede being sponsored by Obuasi Bites, Obuasi 442 Leka and have a multimedia. And na Yakabu Medi Jumede no. ɛde bro ntimi enhia na bibia nya kama sa 3220 A3582 and A3582 A3583 the godfather K Adu good morning has ni kese pa na ose ochina do mba ye kotoko nkan no every lines no mo na the system na di kan bia no dia man na afi yemfa mo course hello yes sir
we go watch you go to the business we say you are Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia former vice president Richardo na me ado watch na table to if you are the two we say the now lost by better the real lost ablomo samba onel we go Joe there's not my insurance then we are the man the bogu it ya no mo prepare any breatham fabulous we boy
Bate yemfa foforo hello
Ewurade na tole enka masafu ya ho ade mo
Amos
patra papa me juma na papa and somehow na me pa ekina ayesa heart of folk ya ma omoda ayesa heart of folk kotoko ya ma omoda because game when me say nka na kore yanko bone faso ye ko chemu ball ye show ma sa befie enti me say all the supporters all the football no football no need football ho a chema nyai he share question na we the end of the day you better didn't know me that because kotoko you be share more goals na me come on
Ate that's Amos info for hello yes sir
if I go inside here we do drink that's it actually support na mo me na nko na kotoko nchi because if you Africa no and ya kuma say ya ba ni ba ya no ma bo mo de share career you know any search na no be to make include more akazo so I step to the dia no no I you form so akazo if that next Richardo if anything forensic auditor one penny order say yenye into all African games it was to organize and say company we need bia edit Ghana of course obedi no kwena say skadi edu ko mo a ya chenko for to because o he working for so stadium a omo renovate any ska omo di ko mo a ene niam like omaye o stadium ho no na enduru 400 million ba ye aka ye friend the Lagos stadium we na almost completed o ene mo koye o ho no minim ska ko mo a ene niam omo ye o ho no ko say size ska no enti say yempani for no mo bedi anim no e was sports mu no mo pese mo bo ama sports development na ko anim ka die no na ye o mo de enti e sro mo mpani say e chi obi a yema o mo physical ni na mba yan
ate e da se pa yema obi nsumra bi hello
Richardo
yes sir
ayo uni abema kujo poku ni to supermarket
kajo
papa obasia edem deja isha 104.5 ni sha mo sport papa amadu na me kachira ye of just so we say me to challenge mo say e change am ya de so be dum ni jalo so that's it so far tabi obi akedu gatwi enkoto no kwaje NYC no na nyame kwachira crop ye kuma ikudingudi ye konka ne di win abekuma tie be se wo ye kotoko supporter kama kuma to ye na bomb fighter o mati said no antia akachi se o medi diploma ye fon pa bom pia o medi se amo no tia ne nkrubi ay crop e tuwa e wa class sports bi
mate me dase ye fofro hello
Richardo
Coco doctor
Richardo
Bernard Amwania Odinhia AK air condition specialist.
This year phone as up what you are after 0279 me too Coco to amount. Richardo growers Accra has to folk. Ya be ya de oni biem. Ya be ya de oni biem. On say nan say ya no bi nko 5-1 buy. If you say the so so Accra for stadium yam ya adoma. Ochina fe mi ankokura ye be masaka kuma se kante kotoko ye be sha o mo sefa ye fe mi ankoro because fufu no e be mo yi fufu ama papa de nkrama 77 if king case o be di fufu asante region kuma se me da se
yes yeah da se hello sorry hello kafra mon fa from mami hello yes sir
good morning
yes sir I'm patcho meet you
Pacho na afi ni. Adansi akwa. Asinan kuma ya duma. Fabros.
Kotoko. It's not a near area. If I have 2 years, we can that out. Look with some of a car or a jata. Bye.
Yemfa be mi unu bi na afi yensorma abenwa entoaso. Hello.
Champion Ricardo.
Yes sir.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Okay. Good afternoon. Arafat Fogiani. Mubajima fa kuma so chama kuturu omnitation what I say. Obanka dia Alaja Bulami what I say. On an office banning is Manka to Munda Mumma. Then we can say, Kotofo, Omoba, Omeka empty. What I say, Hasofu, you need to have Breno. You find the group 3 points in a year. Hasofu supporters in the year. Yabedia Awaha, Nabi Biaku, you say, Hasofu, you need a break of that points with you. You said the babyano, Hasofu, Yaberini, now Nhyira.
That's it. Yes, I'm going to be for Frefu Biabi and from Nhyira. Na Jeff Menya birthday na fe yenya kwan ensorema abenwa team no entoaso. Na Tilo, I want to say
na me adum boss player na so e.
Na me adum. And the chairman be the birthday na.
Oh, yeah, me kasa me party.
We new chairman level.
There be. We are me party.
Oh, okay.
Mininya na also koban.
Oh, okay. Matias.
Your friend Kojo Richard.
Matikasa.
Kojo Richard Enzino no. Na Kojo Richard be into Kojo Yakupon show. Na onko so na onyo kese wankasa wo papa baba yara. Eno sister wo mama mu nyina. Esim fe share from Salama awuda panenti no. Happy birthday to you. Kojo Richard, champion player. I don't know.
Mami ko Tafu heya Tafu Club 600. Na abrantiwe in fact minim achapand I mean oye yakaso bi enipa o enipa pa e fa company na company wo eye Tafu Club 600 on a company wa otonton car ties ye bi na ne ba a birthday e fa Philip Nkansa amankwa na enipa dodo na fa super people Filippo Inzaghi Junior akodano opapa ne Man City ni nti ne friend company no and akra no so yeso pe Inzaghi pa into mo friend Filippo Inzaghi Junior ono so edi eye ne birthday ko school our Christmas Academy our father opapa air company any abusuani ndina ese ye show happy birthday nyame nchira anya okese nyini ebeye panimpa na onso eye nhyira ema ayada sanyina awom nhyira bia nyankopon emfa bi emfa enom Philip Nkansa amankwa opapa company ese ye show happy birthday edemasi
Chado ya pronounce me work no so baso
so
work no baso na kaka ko yiyo omuno ma yidie na me kan kire tefo nyina asanyame adomu a 5th December
ye nante
ye tinitiri empom Sokoban
my baby
from Sokoban to Awonjo and about na asaba back to Sokoban
it's me nice so
it's now so work with Sokoban factory
you best start from Sokoban ni akowie wo
Awonjo and about na asaba back to Sokoban
okay on e ba be aerobics ni
of course
you know na chama maybe
kaka kujinam
okay
on the be interviews na ye ni so in the professional work na ye ko no tikaka ku na be interviews no aye
any
videos no o me minister man
so we are story no nko be bia obetu atwe
na we try to mesre fan clubs some word da ban Awonjo and pay you quote from ababokesa pass so mo be so mo join ne na ntire ye chinchire mpum no mo tuma from to say 0248 103045 0248 103045 now so far so good no fan clubs be 7 and I mean no more doing kuma na do actually ye pa na eba winners fan club confidence fan club strong ladies fan club and mau strong ladies omuna eba na be at my fan royals fan club one nation fan club omuna and so eba bintino okay. So Timenka after say the call can be no. You better say free health screening. You better show ni pedi.
That's fine.
So professional work on your.
On the 5th.
The 5th.
In any Jonathan is do Fatilu and until from Sokoban to Awonjo and Abani as I go back to Sokoban. Yeah.
I don't know, Chairman City.
Oh, so be an baby, an hour.
And I'm on some
of the food you are panning. This time of your need, and yet if you and Yanko Buanas and Nam so called Nantica cry. I don't think I remember. How come I support my brother?
Thank you very much.
That's it. That's it. Rapani. They say a botic na mine in a abotu kakra. Asemu. Adumai.
Osumu mine osumu.
Galam say in near me the bebre.
Galani dia kan wasema.
Yenye chire dia. Omo sense ase no. Wo mu enjoy ne ye ko hwe chira kwa ne ewu.
Munamu buna.
Ana lu pere krachi nya gala ya kure ya.
Galam say ya.
You report to be see kwa ko nya gala kure ya. No mo du mu sika no. Sabe cheche ko to ne pa na mampa.
Ba say abo sig nya me odum no.
Oh ne ho ye. Okay. Wait me na twetwe ko.
Oh na oji so e.
Oji eguso but
so oji na net front no.
On a net front.
Ne.
Car no tin say.
Abrante no.
The car be to sunju bia be hu the way a esisi.
Asemo.
Serious.